We're coming to you live from Colorcast Studios to bring you Atlanta Braves baseball today as they invade Oracle Park to take on the NL West leading San Francisco Giants. Good evening, folks. I'm MAGEE, set to bring you a battle tonight between two division leaders in the National League. Now, this is my first Colorcast broadcast, so I apologize if it's a little bumpy trying to figure out if I'm even being heard on Colorcast right now. I am simulcasting this on YouTube so that folks can follow along that do not have the iOS. So if you're listening to that, let me know if you can hear it on both. But anyways, we are underway. First inning, and Ozzie Albies strikes out on the third pitch, and we will get caught up. I apologize for the delay as Jorge Soler comes to the plate. Jorge Soler is batting second in the lineup. We'll do the lineups here in just 1 second as we get caught up here. Ozzie Albies led off going up against Logan Webb. Logan Webb 2-0 and a .69 ERA against the Atlanta Braves in 2 starts, including a win versus Atlanta August 29th. Jorge Soler takes the first pitch, 0-1, and as he digs in, Logan Webb and the San Francisco Giants are fighting for first place. As you watch along at home, you can go to many outlets, preferably the MLB.TV is where I'm coming from, off of Bally Sports Southeast, as Jorge Soler is coming in on the 0-2 pitch. And with this being a broadcast, more of a television broadcast, pairing up, I'm not going to do play-by-play necessarily, but we'll keep you informed if you're just listening on the app or listening on the YouTube. So thank you, Tony. He says he can hear, so that's good. So we're going live on both, I believe. I know we're going live on YouTube. I'm not 100% sure if you can hear it on the Colorcast. I'll get a Colorcast here in a second to you. Jorge Soler goes down swinging, so 2 strikeouts already, and Freddie Freeman up at the plate, hitting .297 on the year, 30 home runs, 78 RBIs. A lot of people feel like he could be the MVP of the league, and he'll be fighting it out with Bryce Harper and Tatis. My caveat to that would be, if those 2 guys don't make the playoffs, I think you've got to put whoever makes the playoffs in. So if Bryce gets into the playoffs, you got to give it to Bryce, but if Freddie gets in, I think you got it to Freddie. I don't believe San Diego is headed towards the playoffs, but we'll see how that goes. Must be kind of cold there in San Francisco. They got their lighters out, and they're lighting ends of the catcher's equipment, and it looked like someone was actually trying to warm his hands. So we all know San Francisco, no matter what time of year it is a cold one. So here we go. It's 1-2 count as Freddie Freeman takes the second ball. So he's got a 2-2 count, and with Riley on deck, you're trying to get something going. What you got to like already with the Atlanta Braves is that they've already built it up to 11 pitches. You don't want to see that early outs that the Braves are known to do that get them in a hole trying to get the starting pitcher out. Freddie Freeman gets the single, and as he hits it through into right field, it'll bring Riley up to the plate. So it looks like we could be, I guess we are being heard on Colorcast, so we are good to go there. All right. At the break, I will share the Colorcast app so that if people want to download it, they can do that as well. All right. Austin Riley hitting 298, 29 home runs on the year and 89 RBI. You know, you could argue him for being the NL MVP. I really think that he'll finish in the top 5 unless he starts scorching it. I think most people are going to, if they give it to a Brave, they're going to give it to Freddie just because of what he means to the lineup, and he's the current reigning MVP. So we all know how the voters tend to do with that. But Austin Riley in his own right has had a phenomenal year, and one where as he ropes one into right field, the Braves now have a first and second and 2 away, but they've got something going, and Webb up to 14 pitches. We're going to keep an eye on that because the Braves really want to work those counts, and they need to get in the habit of that because it's one of the things that has been their downfall throughout the postseason last year, throughout the beginning of this year, where they're getting in very, very quick outs. And so here we go with Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall is playing center field tonight, which is going to be a Herculean task when you're out there in center field in San Francisco's Oracle Park. That is a huge ballpark, and though Duvall is a very talented athlete, that is a lot of ground to cover. So Duvall steps in, and we got first and second, 2 outs, got something going here. And I would think right now Duvall is a pretty patient hitter, but he's going to sit dead red early in the count. If you put something in there in the strike zone early in the count, Duvall will take advantage of it. Webb up to 15 pitches already. Duvall hitting 229, so he's not really an average guy, but he does have a lot of pop, and he tends to get the big hit. And here we go into the corner. Adam Duvall hits a double into the corner. Freddie's going to score, and they're going to send Riley. He scores. The Braves up 2-0. 2-0. Atlanta jumps all over San Francisco early on. Before Ian Anderson even takes the hill, we're at the top of the first at Oracle Park in San Francisco as the Atlanta Braves, National League West leading Atlanta Braves, they lead 2-0 in the first inning as people are just getting their popcorn down. They're just getting their first drink of their cold beer, and Atlanta's already got a 2-0 lead. Knowing the fans out in California, and I'm looking at the stands right now, they don't have much of an early fan base. They tend to show up third, fourth inning. They're going to get to the park and go, what in the world happened? Rosario hitting 6th in the lineup tonight. He is batting .255. He's gotten hot of late. And so when he first came up, remember, he was coming off of an injury after being traded away from Cleveland. So when he came off the injury and they first brought him up, they had him down in the 8th slot. Now he is being put up in the 6th slot pretty routinely against right-handed hitters as they're needing a little more pop. And I also believe it's got a lot to do with the fact that they really want to have a little more of a righty-lefty towards the top of the lineup. Braves a very, very heavy right-handed hitting team. So getting Rosario, it's one of those small trades that at the trading deadline, no one paid attention to. And Anthopoulos did what I think was just an unbelievable job at the trading deadline. He brings in Soler as we wait the pitch, 2-0 pitch to Rosario, and he swings and misses. So it's 2-1 as he's going to try to knock in Duvall, who is sitting on second base. 2 away, Braves up 2-0 here in the top of the first. What he did, Anthopoulos did, the general manager for the Braves at the trading deadline, bringing in Soler, bringing in Duvall, bringing in Jock Peterson, and then Rosario. 4 new outfielders. The Braves have a brand new outfield. This is pretty much the same Brave nucleus everywhere across the board that made it all the way to the NLCS last year, but they did add Charlie Morton, and now Rosario with a 3-1 pitch on the way as we are getting ready for hopefully a big inning here. The Braves, maybe we get Logan Webb knocked out of the game early. Here is the delivery, and it is he grounds it foul. If that ball stays fair, Duval scores easily, but we reset. You're going to have a 3-2 count, 2 away. You got to figure Duval with his speed doesn't really have to go on before the pitch, but definitely anything on contact as they're playing a slight left-handed shift over to the first base side of the infield. And Rosario is set to take the pitch, and we have Webb already up to 22 pitches. He gets the strikeout. Rosario caught looking. He wants to argue with Blue, but honestly, that was a strike down the middle. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to have the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to Braves Baseball on Colorcast. I'm Mac McGee. Keep it locked in here on the Braves Baseball Network.
Remember, if for any reason you must leave your radio, please have the man at the door stamp your ear so you can listen again later.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay.
Screen pass to Trayshawn DeAndre on the right side. He dodges Crushman, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown! But wait a second. I think there's a flag on the play.
All right, you guys got holding on number 97, right?
Yeah, definitely holding. No touchdown.
All right, make the call.
Yeah, I mean, it was holding.
Right, so make the call.
Or, we say the flag was for an excessive celebration so they can keep the touchdown and apply the penalty to the kickoff, huh? What do you say?
What are you talking about? I didn't see excessive celebration.
You sure? Could have sworn I saw a little nay-nay going on.
What's going on with you, man?
All right, look, guys, I got to be real with you. Trayshawn DeAndre just scored that touchdown, okay? I have him on my fantasy team this week. I need these points.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, Bill. I'm playing against my father-in-law this week, and if he doesn't score this touchdown, I lose.
Well, I'm not going to let you make a bad call because you're in some fantasy football league.
Make the call.
Craig, no. If you make one bad call.
This works out perfectly, Bill. I started the quarterback who threw the touchdown pass. We're going to have to ignore the holding call.
I have the kicker, and I was kind of hoping that he wouldn't convert on third down, so he'd have to kick the field goal.
Armchair.
You're in Braves country.
Okay, welcome back here to Braves country. The Atlanta Braves here. They're taking on the San Francisco Giants. We already have a 1-0 lead, broadcasting here on Colorcast, and we're simulcasting on our YouTube channel for you people who do not have iOS and want to find it. Now, if you want to find Colorcast across the board, you can download it on the iOS app and find us today. All right. We will share that information momentarily in the chat room of the YouTube. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into we got first inning. Ian Anderson ahead 0-1 as the Braves lead 2-0. Ian Anderson taking the hill, and the Braves really need to get honestly, the Braves really need to get something going with Ian Anderson, because if they're going to make it, and they're going to make it in the postseason, and they're going to make it to the postseason, Ian Anderson has got to be able to find his way on and find his way into the starting rotation of those first three. Right now, I think you got to go Charlie Morton, and then it's probably Max Fried. After that, it would probably be Ian Anderson. He's got a 3-1 count to Ruff, who's batting .277 on the year. As he tries to draw a walk, Ruff fouls off the fifth pitch of the game. So we got a 3-2 count here in the game. And Ruff, leadoff hitter, .277, not normally something that you would expect per se, but as a leadoff hitter, but he has had a lot of pop. And Sorry that picture went out. I'm having an issue on what device to use for that picture. So we do apologize for that. I'm going to try to get that figured out, but we still got the broadcast going. So even with that being said, we are good to go here with the Atlanta Braves, San Francisco Giants. Ruff draws the walk. We have a 3-2 pitch. He gets the walk, and Brandon Belt's going to come to the plate. And this will be interesting because Brandon Belt is 263, 25 home runs, 52 RBIs. He's got an OPS of 942 and has the knack for the big hit. We all know that from all of their championships. Of course, the San Francisco Giants, they were 3-time world champions in the last decade, and they're trying to get their way back to that. So as we dive into here, Brandon Belt's got a 1-0 count on him. Bottom of the first, Braves up 2-0. He's batting 263, and Ruff leading off of first. The Braves are playing to a pull shift on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of the infield, the first base side, I should say, as Ian Anderson now has a 2-0 count going here. And Atlanta now currently, they are 3 games in front of the Philadelphia Phillies and 3 games in front. 5.5 games in front of the Mets. And Ian Anderson just gives up a bomb that goes over the right field wall. San Francisco has tied this game. And what did I just say? Belt has the knack for the big hit, the big home run. And there you go. The game's tied. And just like that, all that hard work in the first inning, what a lot of folks thought would be a low scoring game of pitchers matchup, we're already at 2-2 here in the first. 2-2, bottom of the first, nobody out. Ian Anderson has yet to get up off the mat, and the Braves are already tied up 2-2. So you hate to see that. You hate to start off in a game of this magnitude, get a big lead, team's feeling good about yourself, and then Anderson walks and then gives up a huge home run. So that's going to, as they're showing the replay here, I mean, it was a no-doubter. That thing went into McCovey's Cove, or just short of McCovey's Cove. There was a fan that caught it right before it went into it. That brings Buster Posey up. Buster Posey has had a heck of a season. You know, you look at Buster Posey and you look at what he has done this year. Everyone was kind of giving up on him. They were giving up on him. They were giving up on the Giants. And unbelievably, Ian Anderson has worked himself into a mess here, as Buster Posey has an unbelievable beginning to the season. He is hitting 303. That's from a catcher. And this is a guy that a lot of people were questioning at the beginning of the year. I remember the question coming up. Is he an all-world catcher still? Is he on his way to the Hall of Fame? And a lot of folks were saying he's going to fall just short. I said he was already. When you have all the World Series rings, he had the World Series MVP. He's been a solid catcher for well over a decade now. You add this season to it, I think it is a no-doubter. Because remember, catchers just do not have that long of a longevity there. Giants take a check swing. Buster Posey strikes out on a check swing. I don't know. I'm watching the replay right now. You could go either way with that one, but Buster Posey nonetheless is down on strikes, and Ian Anderson tries to get back into the groove here. The Braves go back into their first base side of the infield shift, the right shift, sending Austin Riley into shallow right field. Braves do this a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but they do it a lot, and they always leave Swanson over there to play shortstop by himself, to cover the shortstop third base area by himself. I really believe that if the Braves are going to go deep in the playoffs, their analytics department has got to get it together. And the reason why I say that is they do this automatically with every single batter. Righty, lefty, every single lefty, they send Riley over there. a team like San Francisco in the playoffs, if they meet a team like San Francisco, if they meet a team like the Los Angeles Dodgers, they are the type of team that goes the other way. We get a ground out here to first base. We now have 2 away as Chris Bryant, the ex-Chicago Cub, Chris Bryant, comes to the plate. 272 batter, 25 home runs, 67 RBI, and he is setting up for what he hopes to be a heck of a postseason. It had to be heartbreaking for him to go all the way back to San Francisco, playing for Chicago for so many years, but he's landed in a lot better position than Javi Baez did. His teammate is playing for the Mets. They're down right now, by the way, 3-1. Philly has the lead in the top of the 8th, and Philly has a rally going. We'll keep you updated on that. Ian Anderson gets it to a 2-0 count, misses down low on what appeared to be a changeup. He's already at 21 pitches. We talked about trying to get the Giants into a bad pitching count. Well, it looks like the Braves are doing the same. Fastball down the middle, 95 in the heart. And we've got sorry, I got some kind of text that I didn't see. The right down the heart of the plate, that 2-2 count, San Francisco, Chris Bryant. Someone was trying to send me some kind of message while I'm trying to watch the game and broadcast. It's kind of humorous. Anyways, only looking at the screen at this point. If you do need to send me something, do it during the break, please. Ian Anderson, he delivers a pitch on the outside part of the plate, fly out to Jorge Soler. The Braves get out of the inning. The game is now tied 2-2, end of the first inning, and we will be back in a flash here on Colorcast. Download it today. You're listening to the Braves and the Giants, game 1 of a 3-game set out in San Francisco.
You come at the K, you best not miss.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert. A 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long.
I might audible. If I audible, I'll use Omaha! Red Polly! Blue poncho! Dewey! Rambo! Give me Kershaw here, Kershaw!
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Chop, Japan! Richmond, New York! Richmond, Florida! Cali, Buffalo! Check! Hey, Short Ox! Ludo Raiders! Omaha!
And then a lot of states ended up having gay marriage and common law marriage, which I think is very confusing because what happens if you just end up with like 2 loser dudes sharing the same crappy apartment for a couple years? It's been known to happen. Both working part-time at the pizza place, hanging out every weekend. A few years goes by, boom, they're married. See them at a party, they're newlyweds. I didn't know Tony and Jim were gay. They're married now? When did they fall in love? They didn't. They just never got full-time jobs.
You're in Braves country.
Okay, we are back here as the Atlanta Braves tied 2-2 as we go to the top of the second inning. Already a whole lot of action. Unbelievable. The Braves, if you're just joining us, they are out on the West Coast tonight. That's why we're coming at you so late. And make sure to join us on Colorcast. It is in the App Store, in the Apple App Store. the Braves scored off a bases clearing double from Adam Duvall in the top of the first, and then Brandon Belt evened it up with a 2-run bomb in the bottom of the first. So now we've got Travis d'Arnaud batting 7th for Atlanta tonight, and he is at a 2-2 count trying to get on. Webb up to 26 pitches, and here's the delivery. Just caught looking. Strike 3, just stood there and watched what looked to be possibly a 2-seam fastball. I mean, look, Travis, you got to get the bat off your shoulders at that point. You cannot sit there and just watch that on a 2-2 count. He was obviously looking for something off speed and probably outside the zone, but he got caught looking. And so here comes Dansby Swanson hitting 8th tonight, and they are trying to get something going here in the top of the second as the Giants have tied the game up. There's a rip to shortstop. Crawford bobbles it, but guns him down at first base. Brandon Belt with the catch and 2 away just like that quickly in the second inning. Not what you want when you're Atlanta. You want to try to build this. You want to try to build this quickly. You want to try to build his pitch count. If you let him out of the inning here now Ian Anderson coming into the plate, number 9 hitter, the pitcher, 067 on the year. For the love of everything, I would hope he would at least take the first 2 pitches, but you don't gain a whole lot here because if your pitcher is standing there, then he's not getting to rest. So you hate when your pitcher ends the inning. Strike 1 is the call as the delivery comes in, and he set up the 81-mile-an-hour slider that looked like they got away from him a little bit. It's outside the zone. You're up to a 1-1 count. Ian Anderson trying to get on, hopefully by the way of a walk is what you would like. And strike 2 right down the middle, 93. Look, if you're Logan Webb, I don't know why you would even be doing anything but fastballs. And here comes the 3rd pitch, and he throws a little bit of slider off the plate as Ian Anderson flails at it. That ends the inning. We'll be right back. That was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. We'll be right back here on the Braves broadcast on Colorcast. Make sure to download it today.
Visit Shane Company for meaningful holiday gifts. Our in-house design team creates unique styles of fine jewelry in every price range, exquisite symbols crafted with superior standards and made to last a lifetime. We have a variety of diamond infinity designs to symbolize your everlasting love. We're also known for our natural and vibrant rubies, which represent enduring passion. Or select a stylish necklace with a stone in her favorite color or her birthstone, so you'll always be close to her heart. Our jewelry consultants in the store and online will help you find something beautiful to put under the tree. Your gift will be a symbol of your love that will be treasured forever. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com. Open weekdays 10 till 8, Saturday 10 till 5, and Sunday noon till 5.
Kick off fall and kick off happiness with Schafferhofer grapefruit and pomegranate beer. Log on to kickoffhappiness.com for your chance to win a cool custom cooler with Schafferhofer swag, including your favorite team's jersey. Look for the Schafferhofer displays at your local retailers for great savings on Schafferhofer grapefruit and pomegranate. And learn more about the sweepstakes at kickoffhappiness.com. See site for official rules. Must be 21 or older. Brewed and bottled in Germany. Imported by Radeberger Group USA, Norwalk, Connecticut. Always enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball as we are getting set for the bottom of the second inning. The Atlanta Braves and San Francisco are tied at 2 apiece. I went ahead and put the link up into the YouTube. If you want to download Colorcast, there is the link. We are broadcasting on Colorcast right now as we speak. So you can, and it's a great little app. What they've done is that they've set it up where you can pause and you can sync it to whatever device you are listening to at home. So there you have that. Colorcast only available on iOS right now. And so if you do have an iPhone, you are good to go. And Atlanta has got to get up off the bat here. They lost 2 games against Colorado. at home. The third one was rained out. So to get swept by Colorado at home when you're trying to put away the season, by the way, the Phillies are now up 3-1 in New York against the Mets. It's the top of the eighth, and the Phillies have a rally going first and third with one out. So the Mets look like they're going to be in trouble. We will keep you abreast of that. If you're looking for the college football scores, it's tied up 28-28 in with Louisville and Central Florida in the fourth quarter, and Maryland just took a 3-point lead against Illinois. We'll keep you up to date on all the scores. We're back, and the leadoff guy for the Giants tonight is Crawford, batting sixth leadoff for the second inning. I'll tell you what, it's amazing. We went to a quick break, and if you noticed when they came back, instantly all the light went away. It was a pretty, I'd say sunny-ish day going with the sun going down, and just instantly, as soon as that sun took 5-minute, 3-minute break, whatever it was that they took, it now went dark as we are here in the second inning, and Ian Anderson just gives up a bomb to Brandon Crawford here in the bottom of the second inning. I apologize. I keep getting texts. It's kind of distracting. The second inning, bottom of the second, 3-2. Crawford hammers one over the fence, and Atlanta now down 3-2 as Crawford, who he has had a renaissance himself. It's unbelievable what he has done this year, and it came in at the perfect time because Brandon Crawford will be a free agent. As we are sitting here, we're an hour and 16 minutes into the broadcast, the broadcast on the Bally Sports Southeast. So if that helps you where we're at, but we're in the second inning. Remember something, when you're broadcasting, when you're watching from Bally Sports Southeast, they do a pregame show very, very early. So it is a long stretch to catch up. So bottom of the second, one out, and Anderson digs in as he is set up with LaStella. Remember Tommy LaStella, an old-time Brave, hitting 246, 5 home runs on the year. He is hitting 8th in the lineup. So you got the pitcher next. If you can get LaStella here, you can get a fairly easy inning going. And we sit here now, 1-0 pitch, misses outside. Ian Anderson misses with a changeup, 89-mile-an-hour changeup. It is now a 2-0 count, and he steps off the mound to gather the ball that was just thrown to him. Kind of a oof moment there for Anderson and Travis d'Arnaud. Brandon Belt hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the first, and now we have a 1-run shot by Brandon Crawford in the bottom of the second. It's 3-2 San Francisco. 3-0 count by Ian Anderson, and he is about to deliver the pitch. Unbelievable that he finally gets a strike over. I mean, you've got to lay it in there. LaStella has no pop. You got the pitcher up next. You've got to lay it in there, and he is just dancing around, and he's going to get himself in trouble. 3-1 pitch comes across, a little bit of a changeup, and there you go. His off-speed pitch, 89 miles an hour, strike 2, and might be able to get out of this mess that he's creating by himself. Ian Anderson has struggled this year. He's not the Ian Anderson that came up last year. He's battled a couple of injuries. He just hasn't been what I would consider Ian Anderson like. At 36 pitches, he delivers a 3-2 pitch, and LaStella pops one into the gap. But Adam Duvall is there for out number 2, and the pitcher coming up, Logan Webb. Hopefully we'll get out number 3 very, very quickly as we get here now with Logan Webb batting 103 on the year, 5 RBIs. Look, this is a guy that I expect to see Ian Anderson just throw it down the middle. Just challenge him. Don't get cute. You're already at 37 pitches in 2 innings and giving up 3 runs. The last thing you need to do, he starts off with a slider, gets him to swing outside the zone. But I would just go right at Webb. That swing that we just saw right there, that was a flailing duck. He throws another changeup at or looks more like a slider at 80 miles an hour off the outside part of the plate. It's an 0-2 count now, and we'll see if he tries to end him with a fastball. No, he goes for another changeup. Why? I don't know why you want to speed up the pitcher's bat. You never speed up the pitcher's back. You just throw him gas. He's got a 0-2 count, can get out of this now at 40 pitches. And this has been an issue with Anderson not being able to get out of the 4th or 5th inning. It looks like we're going to see more of the same tonight. Throws gas, high gas, and he is out. Strikeout. Logan Webb. We're going to break, but when we come back, the Atlanta Braves are coming back to the top of the order. We got Albies, we've got Soler, and we've got Freddie Freeman. You're listening to Colorcast and the Atlanta Braves Network. Keep it locked in here. Braves.
New Year's resolutions. We've all made them. Mine is the same every year. Eat healthier. The eat part usually works out fine. It's the healthier part I forget about. But not anymore, now that I've found the oh-so chocolatey Built Bar. Built Bars are low-cal, low-sugar, high-protein, high-fiber. Great for keto. Lose or maintain weight while indulging in a yummy treat. At 130 calories, you'll feel like making a resolution every day. Try all 18 amazing flavors. Get yours at BuiltBar.com.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope, it's Geico.
Yeah, that's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
No, it's from Geico because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Welcome to the jungle. Jim Rome on the air, noon to 3 Eastern. Only on CBS Sports Radio.
This year, choose a yogurt that's right for you. With 2 grams of sugar per 5.3 ounce serving. Too Good Greek yogurt is too good to be true. So Delicious dairy-free yogurt and Silk yogurt alternatives are delicious plant-based swaps you can enjoy by the spoon or add to recipes. Oikos 000 yogurt and Light and Fit yogurt are tasty, non-fat yogurt options. So many flavors, varieties, and possibilities. Elevate any recipe and your everyday with yogurt. Shop at Target.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. We are at the top of the 3rd inning, and the Braves batting order has flipped over. Top of the lineup, the score is 3-2. Atlanta trailing after getting 2 runs in the first, none in the second. San Francisco answered back with 2 at the bottom of the first and 1 in the bottom of the second, both via home run. Ozzie Albies, per usual, swinging at the very first pitch. He's out with a ground out to second base. That is one of the biggest issues with Ozzie Albies hitting in the top spot of that Atlanta Braves order. And I know Snicker's not going to change it, but I've watched this all year long. I've watched his entire career. Not having Acuna and putting Ozzie Albies up there is an issue. When he's hot, it's fine. But typically, Ozzie Albies is an easy out 3 out of 4 times up at the plate every night, every single night. He'll be out in 1 or 2 pitches. You need a leadoff guy that can work the count. Jorge Soler takes the first pitch, 1-0, and we get the delivery here on the second pitch. It goes inside, 93 mile an hour. Ball got away a little bit, and we got a 2-0 count for Jorge Soler. Been really impressed with Soler this year as he came over from the trade from Kansas City. He has worked the count, 2-0 count right down Main Street, 2-1, and Soler, it was definitely looking for something else. You got Freddie Freeman on deck with Riley in the hole. Soler getting ready for the 2-1 count, and 2-2 fastball two-seamer right off the right side of the plate. You'll notice Logan Webb works fast. And look, pitchers that work fast, they usually work well. The 2-2 count gets fouled off, 93-mile-an-hour two-seamer, pulled over, rolled over a little bit, and Jorge Soler is fighting to stay alive there. By the way, real quick update, Philadelphia, 4-1, bottom of the 8th. They are leading the Mets. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and Soler rips it to short, but Brandon Crawford is there, and we have 2 away. Freddie Freeman coming up to bat. We talked about him at the beginning of the game where Freddie Freeman was really, look, his last 6 games, he's hit 400, slugging percentage of 800. And you're looking at the OPS of 1244. That's great. But Freddie Freeman has got to get it going across the board, longer stints in this. I think he's starting to get hot and at the right time. But you could use a big hit from Freddie right now as the delivery comes. He swings at the first pitch. No shock there. All pitchers have to know that Ozzie and Freddie love to ambush the first pitch. And why you would ever throw either one of them a strike on the first pitch, I do not know. Freddie Freeman sitting there. He takes outside. So we got a 1-1 count here. Logan Webb, like I said, he is working fast. He is working at a ridiculous rate. They have a full-blown shift. If Freddie just hits it down the third base line, he could be standing on second base. Instead, he rolls one over to the right side. It is foul. So we'll get to a 1-2 count as we try to reset here. They have such an overstated shift that any kind of contact that would dribble it down the third base line, Freddie Freeman will most likely be standing on second base. Why he doesn't do that more, I don't know. He gets 2 strikes, he normally does. And that's what he does. He serves it out into left field. You'll see that from Freddie. When he gets to 2 strikes, he's much more likely to hit it the other way. And I think if teams start paying attention to that in the postseason, you'll start getting them out of the shift when they get to 2 strikes, and that could open up things down the road. So Freddie stands on first. Webb already at 43 pitches. You've got Riley up to the plate, and Riley, who has got some pop himself, had a single in the first and, of course, scored the run when Duvall cleared the bases. His 29 home runs on a year. This would be a great spot to see one slam over the wall right now. There goes first pitch, and it's fouled off the first base side. It is now 0-1 on the count. Freddie standing on first. Now look, they're showing the pics of the outfield as we're sitting here with 2 outs in the top of the third. All the fans are starting to come in, like I talked about earlier. That's the way the San Francisco and Los Angeles crowds are, and I'm assuming San Diego, but the California crowds, they all tend to kind of roll in third, fourth inning. You don't see and then a lot of them will leave. I do believe San Francisco fans stay a little longer, but you never see them show up till about the third inning. Austin Riley, 0-2 count, runner on first, and here comes the delivery. He dribbles one to Crawford, who is as sure-handed as anyone at the shortstop position, tosses it to second, and they are out of the inning. Braves go down, and they are heading to the bottom of the third. Braves down by 1 run. You're listening to the Braves Network.
Hey, what we always call on the game, PlayStation game, what we always call? Heads or tails on the PlayStation game. All right, then. You should have told him tails. I thought you told him. No, I told you. I thought you knew the special teams always told you. They don't play the PlayStation like us.
Don't miss a moment of heart-stopping NFL coverage on Armchair Quarterback Radio.
Riggins.
Blackout can catch him, and 3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly. Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Only 12 seconds left to play third quarter. Here's Marcus Allen cutting back upfield, and Marcus Allen could be gone. 74 yards for Marcus Allen. the quiet man of this football team, Scott Norwood. He can fire the shot heard round the world now. Here we go with 8 seconds to play. High drama here in the Super Bowl. But in the air, it's got the distance.
Armchair.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
World.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball as we get you set here at the very beginning of the 4th inning. Ian Anderson delivers the first pitch, 1-0 count, and San Francisco leads 1-0. And away we go. Trying to get them to chase after that changeup. It's now he's got himself into a 2-0 count. The leadoff man, Ruff, aboard. You're listening to Braves Baseball on Colorcast, and fastball on the outside part of the plate, 94 on the black. It's a 2-1 count, and you're liking what you're seeing out of Anderson at the beginning of this inning as opposed to the previous innings as he's digging himself a 3-2 hole. Fastball inside just misses, and here he goes again, building a 3-1 count. That's how he got in trouble before. You don't want to see that. And the biggest issue that we're going to get is now at a 3-2 count. You're looking at the pitch count right now. It's at 46 for Anderson. 3-2 count. Belt, who belted a 2-run home run in the first inning. He's on deck, and fastball down the middle, 95. Ruff fouls it off, fights it off, and we'll reset this and do this one more time as Atlanta Braves are playing him to pull. It's an extreme right pull. If Ruff hits anything on the right-hand side, Freddie Freeman's going to have to be a magician to be able to get that ball. Here comes the pitch. It's a dribbler to the left side, but way too far. No, he got it. Guns down, Ruff at first base, and it is a bang-bang play. Incredible play by Riley as the Giants are reviewing the play right now. Here comes the replay. He is definitely out. They got him by a half step, and does not look like San Francisco is going to challenge that, nor should they. Ruff, like I said before, he's not your typical leadoff hitter. Ruff is a guy that has some pop in his bat at the top of the lineup, but not a lot of speed. So any typical leadoff hitter is safe at that on that play. It was a dribbler that he fought off, but just gets out. Belt comes back up 1-for-1, 2-run home runs. It's 26th on the year, and we got an 0-1 count as the delivery comes in. It's a pop-up. He fights it off 80 miles an hour. That should be an easy can of corn to Mr. Rosario sitting out in left field as the Braves quickly get 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here on Friday Night Baseball on Colorcast. Make sure to download it today. We are 2 outs into the bottom of the 3rd if you want to listen along and play along on your app or whatever device you're watching at home. Whether it's Bally Sports South, whether it's MLB.TV, I'll keep you up to date where we are at if you want to pair it up by the outs. It's kind of difficult to do it by the time frame in these. Okay, 1-0 pitch, 2 outs. Buster Posey back up, and he's trying to get him to fish for that changeup, 79 miles an hour. He is yet to swing for that. Buster Posey, in his own right, although I don't think he'll get the votes, you can make an argument that Buster Posey is an MVP candidate for the kind of bounce back season he's had. Finally gets him to chase after a slider in the dirt. It's now 2-1 as Posey steps back into the plate, and with 2 outs, nobody on, you got to figure Posey's looking to do damage. Here comes the pitch, swings and a miss on another slider. Looks like that slider is working for him. The changeup has not. I think the changeup's got too much air under it and people are recognizing it too quickly. But the slider, they're definitely going fishing for it. So here we go, 2-2 pitch, and this could be the payoff pitch. And he ends up, we're going to get a payoff pitch instead. He buries that one into the plate, 3-2. And here comes Posey stepping back in. Of course, Posey and the Giants are looking to win their 4th World Series since 2010. Here comes the pitch, and he swings and he misses the slider once again. He's got that slider working. You'll see it probably dialed up quite a bit. When we come back, Adam Duvall, who cleared the bases with the double, he'll be back up at the beginning of the 4th inning. You're listening to Braves Baseball. Download Colorcast today.
This is the part in the Lifetime movie version where I get up to pee.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
What's going on here, guys?
All right, Coach. So basically, it was a holding call. But these dudes started me in their fantasy league, which is cool because this dude started our quarterback, but he started our kicker and I started their defense. So it's kind of a pickle.
Compromising the integrity of this game with your fantasy football leagues? Listen to me. If there was holding, you make that holding call. I don't care if it was on our team or not. I care about this game too much to let you.
Coach, you started their defense too, didn't you? Yeah, you definitely started their defense.
Damn right I did.
Armchair.
People might walk up to you occasionally and they might want to just take a picture with you and say, congratulations, great work. With me, they want to debate. My life is harder.
Well, Steven, here's what I want you to realize. A, you're lying. Nobody comes up to you. Okay? Stephen A. Smith does not have one fan. Not one. There's never been a request for a picture.
Welcome back here at Colorcast presents Atlanta Braves Baseball, simulcasting on YouTube for folks without the iOS by popular demand. Download the Colorcast today and you can sync it up with the broadcast at home. I am broadcasting off of Valley Sports Southeast, and we are going to the top of the 4th inning. Adam Duvall's digging in if you want to pair it up as Webb is getting ready. And Webb's he is already antsy. He's ready for Duvall to get in the plate. This tells you how fast he likes to work. Webb, one of the best pitchers in the National League that you may not have heard of if you don't watch a lot of NL West baseball. Here comes the delivery, and he throws one down the heart. It has a little movement, and that caused a pop-up. La Stella, the ex-Brave, the ex-Angel, he's got it for the first out. San Francisco leading 3-2, one away in the top of the 4th inning. This game is really moving along, and a lot of it's got to do with the fact of how fast Webb works. Now here comes Rosario. He wasn't even ready because Duvall swung on the first pitch, so he's over there still trying to get the donut off his bat and everything, and you know, Webb is standing there just tapping his foot, ready to roll. So here comes Rosario. He's 0 for 1. We talked about what he's brought to this team. And if the Braves are going to make a deep run into the playoffs, this will be the guy that will be one of the catalysts. Here comes the first pitch. It's just off the plate, 92 mile an hour fastball just off the plate. And we start off 0-1. Real quick on your scoreboard, you got the Mets are mounting a comeback. They're down 4-3, bottom of the 8th. That in a second. Here comes a rip. Rosario rips one into the right field, and we've got a runner on first, one away, and Rosario does what he does. He gets on base, and we know that he can also run the base as well, which is a lost art form here in 2021. Mets are down 4-3. They've scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. It now looks like there's 2 outs. A second ago, it said none, but I don't think it was updated. So that's what you got with the Mets game. In college football, you've got Maryland and Illinois tied at 3 apiece going into about to hit halftime. And a fastball is ripped down the center of the plate. Darnode swings at the very first pitch, and quickly we've got 2 away as Rosario was close to getting doubled off on first, but he got back. Good base running by Rosario. The Louisville Central Florida game is also going on right now. Central Florida down 35-28 with 4 minutes left in that one in the fourth quarter. So a little lower scoring game than it was expected. Dansby Swanson stepping up to the plate now. He's got a 252 average, 26 home runs, 81 RBIs, and all that sounds great, but he has been very hot and cold. Very hot and cold, and that's what's been driving everyone crazy in Braves country, is that the hot and cold streaks of Dansby Swanson. I contend, and I know a lot of people might push back on this, but I contend that one of the reasons why Dansby Swanson is so hot and cold every single year like this is they constantly move him up and down in the lineup. He's currently batting 8th, but my word, you can't constantly just put the guy at anywhere you want in the lineup. It really does affect teams, and it affects guys the way that they play and the way that they approach. And I don't think he ever gets comfortable. He's got a 1-0 pitch right now with a runner on first here as they try to chase Rosario back to first base with a throw over, and Atlanta Braves are down 3-2, unfortunately, with a lot of baseball left. And I've got a feeling that we're going to have a good night here in Braves country. So please stick with us. Make sure to download Colorcast, and we're also simulcasting on YouTube right now. The 1-0 pitch right down the heart of the plate. Swanson, my word, Swanson missed a prime opportunity. It looks like that he was guarding against something on the outside corner, and they stuck a fastball by inside. So you got a 1-1 count. By the way, if you're a Giants fan out there, the Dodgers lost tonight. So you gain a half game with that. Swanson rips one into right field, fights it off, and we've got runners on first and third as Rosario makes it all the way from first to third on the bleeder into right field as Swanson comes through with a big hit. And now here's the problem at hand. Do you send Ian Anderson back out there, which I would think they would? But remember something, they've got an ace in the hole. Touki Toussaint is being skipped in the rotation. Touki, because of the rain out, they could pull Touki Toussaint out of the bullpen, but it looks like that Ian Anderson will make it a go. All right, so here we go. Ian Anderson coming up to the plate. You got runners on first and third, nobody out. I would say he's going to try to ambush, but he does stay off the fastball outside, 94 on the black. And that is a good sign to start this off, as if Webb can somehow just walk Anderson, a wild pitch, anything would tie this game up. A walk obviously would load the bases for Ozzie Albies. Runners on first and third, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. And here comes the pitch from Webb, and throws one right down the heart of the plate. Ian Anderson fights it off. It's fouled off, and we've got a 1-1 count. So Webb sitting at 55 pitches himself. You got to figure where this is heading. This is going to be probably turn into a bullpen game, y'all. When you're looking at something like this, and you're looking at Ian Anderson, who's probably going to approach 60+ innings in his next inning, and Webb's creeping up on 60 as well. Here's the pitch on the 1-1. Ian Anderson takes it for, it looked like strike 2, and we get the call. So it's 2-1, and Webb is not happy. Webb is not happy, shaking his head, and looking off. Never makes eye contact with Blue, but Blue sees that. And as they showed the replay on the Diamond Cast, it was definitely in the strike zone. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It was out of the strike zone, and Ian Anderson swings at a fastball like he's Manny Ramirez up there. Unbelievable. And now 2-2 count. A 2-2 count with runners on first and third. If he takes that pitch, he's sitting at 3-1. Unbelievable that he swung at that. He should have had the hold sign from the third base. You never would have seen that in years past, giving a pitcher a green light on a 2-1 count. You just want him to try to get on via the walk. Now it makes it a lot more difficult. If he can hit it to the right side, they are playing him in a bit of a shift. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Webb, and it is a changeup that he strikes out and misses wildly. The Braves do not score, but they do put some pressure and run the pitch count up a little bit. The Braves down 3-2. We head to break. We'll be back in a flash here on the Braves Baseball Network.
Ready to go?
All set. I can't believe we're going dancing.
You don't go that often?
No, because it's so stupid. Shall we?
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
My favorite comedians, I'm excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm excited to be here. These chairs are horrific. This is designed for I don't know what age. It's not like 6 to 8. Like when you're 11, this is like the perfect size. It's not quite adult size. It's not kid size. I already slouched. It's going to be a bad interview, dude. And I'm blaming the chair.
You've never really written on a sitcom before.
The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. SEC, ACC, and Big Ten coverage like no other. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
Braves baseball back here in San Francisco at Oracle Park, and the Atlanta Braves trail 3-2 going to the bottom of the fourth inning as Ian Anderson will take the hill. Austin Riley bobblehead day, by the way, is September 30th at Truist Park in Atlanta. That will be that final week of the season is a huge one. The Atlanta Braves are going to be hosting the Phillies and Mets back-to-back, what all looks like will be for the division. All right, bottom of the fourth, nobody out, and Wade Jr. steps into the first pitch of the inning. It's on the outside corner, and they call it a ball, 1-0. That was one of those, you can't complain, but it could have went either way. Lamont Wade Jr. batting fourth in this lineup. Not your typical power cleanup hitter, but they do it a little different in San Francisco. They're all about trying to get the bat on the ball and put runners in motion. 2-0 pitch comes down, and he just lays in another salami sandwich. The ball goes out over the right field wall and into the McCovey Cove. The Braves are down 4-2. Ian Anderson just not having it tonight. And it goes back to what I was talking about earlier when he came up to bat at the top of the fourth, and you could tell Ian Anderson just did not have it. Should Atlanta have made that move? Should they have gone ahead and sat Ian Anderson, went to the pen, and taken advantage of the fact that they had runners on the corners? Well, we'll never know now, but Wade Jr. makes it 4-2, and you wonder, this has been a constant theme with Ian Anderson. Can he get out of the fourth inning? Can he get out of the fifth inning? It's very rare that he's gone sixth inning plus. So San Francisco 4-2, bottom of the fourth, and Chris Bryant steps up 0 for 1. He takes the first pitch for a strike, 81-mile-an-hour changeup, and away we go here. You're listening to the Braves on Colorcast, and we are sitting here bottom of the fourth. No outs, 0-1 pitch in the dirt. It is now evened up at 1-1. And Chris Bryant, what a breath of fresh air he has been coming over to the San Francisco Giants. ultimate professional by all accounts that I've read of what he's brought to this clubhouse in San Francisco. It is now a 2-1 count as Anderson misses again in the dirt. Now, here we go again. The Braves trying to stick close in this game, and Chris Bryant is struggling mightily. Fastball down the middle, 94, and it overpowers Bryant, probably looking for something off speed. He fouls it off to the first base side. Ian Anderson, if you're not going to make the move to pinch at Ian Anderson in the fourth inning, then you got to get another 1 or 2 innings out of him. If you go that far, you might as well keep it. There's a line drive ripped over to the shortstop side. Dansby Swanson makes a diving catch, and we have our first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. What a great play by Swanson. They played the shift, and it was actually hit where a shortstop typically stands, but he was a little further off to his right. Dansby Swanson with an incredible line drive snag, and we have one away here in the bottom of the fourth. A lot of good college football going on this weekend, isn't there? Bama and Florida, number 1 versus number 11 tomorrow. As Ian Anderson misses on the first pitch to Crawford, who hit a home run his first time up. That Bama-Alabama game should be one heck of a ball game. The line right now sits at 14.5 points. Louisville and Central Florida, they are actually tied at 35 apiece, and looks like that could be heading to overtime. Ian Anderson ties up the count there. It is now 1-1 as he throws one right down the middle, a little off speed, and it took Chris Bryant by surprise. So there we go with a 1-1 pitch on the outside. On the black, called to strike, 1-2. Looked like it was a little off the plate, but that's where Blue has been calling it all game long. Got a 1-2 count on Chris Bryant, trying to get out of this inning, trying to get everything back on track, and he keeps it up in the zone again. Crawford smashes one into the gap, to the right center gap, and Crawford's going to make it all the way to third. Did he get him? He's gunned down on the relay. Austin Riley makes a great catch and a great dive as Crawford gets a little greedy, trying to stretch second, a double into a triple. A great play by Duvall in center field to hit the relay man, and he guns him down. To looking at the replay real quick, Crawford just once again, it was a ball left up in the zone, absolutely hammered, and Duvall gets the ball in immediately, hits Swanson, and Swanson throws an absolute bullet to third. Is a little off. Riley has to dive to catch Crawford, and he gets him in plenty of time. 2 away as we go into 2 outs, bottom of the fourth inning, and the Atlanta Braves trail 4-2. Ball hit back up the middle, but it's into the shift. It's into the teeth of the shift, and Longoria on the first pitch gets the third out. We'll be back in a flash here on the Armchair Quarterbacks. Keep it locked in.
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon.
The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. We're covering the NHL all the way through the Stanley Cup playoffs. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
6th round. TJ Hoshimazode. Yes, lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ, how's the vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
You mean TJ Hushmanzada from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshimazole. Got it. Championship.
Make sure to join the Armchair Quarterbacks right here. We'll answer all your questions, pickups, trades, you name it. You want to win your league? Then listen to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
It's fantasy football time.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year long and your DFS payouts. The only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, and your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. All right, we are back here with the Atlanta Braves baseball. Ozzie Albies is leading off the fifth inning for us as the Atlanta Braves trail 4-2. Webb up to 58 pitches, and the first pitch is underway. And we have a first pitch strike as Ozzie hitting 258 on the year. That's not what you want from your leadoff hitter, but with all the injuries, a lot of things have had to be changed for the Atlanta Braves in 2021. Acuna normally the leadoff guy, obviously. Got a quick 0-2 count as we are heading. They have a full-blown shift, and this is what dumbfounds me about Ozzie Albies. Why does he not hit against the shift with his speed? It's at least a double, if not a triple. It is absolutely dumbfounding that he does not do that more often, and he's already at 2 strikes, so he can't bunt at this point. But a bunt by Ozzie, a hard bunt by Ozzie, is going to be a double. The delivery comes in. It's now a 2-2 pitch as he's trying to get on base to get things going here for the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves are hoping for some magic from the Mets. The Mets have made it a 4-3 game. They've headed to the 9th inning in that one. If the Mets can come back and beat Philly, it would help the Braves cause immensely. Looking at the 2-2 pitch ready for Ozzie is Logan Webb at pitch number 63 on the evening. He grounds it out to second base, kicks it right into the shift, and we have one away. No shock there, right? But we do have one away as the Braves are down 2, still got 5 innings to go here, 1 out in the top of the 5th. Jorge Soler will now come to the plate, and Jorge Soler only hitting .219, but hitting much. Remember when he first traded over just a month or so ago, he was hitting barely 200. So it has been a rocky road for Jorge Soler, but he's actually hit very well the last couple of we'll say 6 weeks. And the 0-1 pitch to Soler off the plate. Webb now has worked into a 1-1 count, and they are playing Soler with they got Soler with a deep, heavy right-handed shift, and he's pitching him to the outside part of the plate. This should be very easy to Soler to go the other way. If he goes the other way, he's going to be going against the defense, and he could be standing on second base. This kind of stuff drives you crazy when you see this night after night after night, why there aren't more attempts to beat the shift. I don't know what it's going to take in Major League Baseball for the players to do it. And that 1-2 pitch comes across the plate. It was in the strike zone, but because it crossed up the catcher, the umpire did not call it a strike. We are now at a 2-2 count as Soler tries to get on and get things going for the Atlanta Braves. Welcome to Atlanta Braves baseball. And strike 3, slider on the outside part of the plate. Soler flails away, and much to do about nothing. This part of the 5th inning, we got 2 guys up and 2 guys down. Here comes Freddie Freeman, a National League MVP candidate in his own right. Nasty slider, but he has to know that that's where he's going. He went out there the entire at bat. Why with Soler's long range, if he just learns to poke it the other way, he could have easily been standing on second. Freddie Freeman trying to ambush another first pitch. He swings and misses. It is a changeup. That's got to be in the book for San Francisco. They had to have gone to all the pitchers and say, don't throw him a first pitch fastball. That's what he looks for. The 0-1 pitch is on the outside. This is the same thing they did the first time up. An off speed across the plate. The first pitch, on the second pitch, they try to get him chased to the outside. 1-1 is the count as they're playing a heavy shift, and Freddie Freeman sits and waits for the delivery, and it is a dribbler to the third base side, and that is it. A really quick fifth inning. The Braves are not looking good as far as getting Logan Webb out of this game early. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Baseball. You're listening to Colorcast. Download it today.
Kiss my ass.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz. Touchdown, Florida State. Brock Preston scores the touchdown. And now it's Bowden's decision. And he sends Maui onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maui. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie. A deep throw by Lawrence. A lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy, and Trevor Lawrence knows. Throw it up against that single coverage. Give him a chance to make a play on a 50-50 ball.
If you're a fan of the ACC, pull up an armchair. You're home. Weekends in the fall just got a hell of a lot better. Saturday mornings, it's Dixie Football Nation. We talk SEC, ACC, the Big Ten, and more. It's the only true Southern football kickoff show. You don't want to miss it. Saturdays, the Armchair Quarterbacks have got you covered all football season long.
No flags on the field. It's a miracle.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. Get you caught up real quick on what's going on around the world in sports and the scores. Louisville just got a pick six to take a 42-35 lead over UCF with 5 seconds on the clock. It looks like that the Cardinals are going to prevail. They were a touchdown underdog to Central Florida, as Gus Malzahn will take one on the chin tonight. UCF was 2-0. All right, we're back here live at the bottom of the fifth. Tommy LaStella comes up and he immediately gets an 0-1 strike called, fouls one off there, 93 up top, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Braves hoping Anderson can at least get through the fifth inning, possibly into the sixth if everything were to go right. They're going to need some quick innings like Logan Webb just got in the last. Playing a severe right shift, and on the outside of the outside part of the plate, Tommy LaStella caught looking for something off speed, 94 down the heart of the plate, and quickly there is one away. Game going really fast, which I'm sure everyone who lives on the East Coast is loving that, because Braves typically don't play this late. First pitch was 9:45 this evening, and the Atlanta Braves are down 4-2. We got one away, and the pitcher Logan Webb is up to pitch. He is up to bat. Excuse me. He just took the called first strike. Another fastball on the outside part. Logan Webb quickly down 0-2, making quick work of Logan Webb as Ian Anderson tries to cruise through here in the fifth inning. If he can get a 1-2-3 here, I think they will let him come back out for the sixth. And just like that, a 3-pitch strikeout for Ian Anderson against his opposing starting pitcher, Logan Webb. Here comes Ruff, and he will be up to the plate here to lead him off. Last time up, barely got gunned down in a bang play. Great defensive play by Austin Riley in the first. Looking at the scores around the league, we are going to the bottom of the ninth in New York. The Mets trail the Phillies 4-3. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball down the heart of the plate, 88 miles an hour and a little bit. I said fastball, but it was more of an off speed. And Ruff takes it for the first strike. 95 up top, fouls it off, and we are quickly in an 0-2 hole here as Anderson's trying to make a quick fifth inning, which would give him a better chance of going out for inning number 6. Got the 0-2 count on the way, and here we go. It is a foul ball. Ruff fights it off onto the third base side, kind of a dribbler out of play, and Ian Anderson gets the new ball. Looking at the rest of the weekend, the Atlanta Braves are going to play the San Francisco Giants as the 0-2 pitch was just missed. It is now 1-2. They're going to play the San Francisco Giants tomorrow. If you're looking for that game, it's a 9:05 first pitch. Charlie Morton will be on the hill. And then Sunday, it's Max Fried. They bumped Max Fried up because of the rain out. And Ruff rips one down the line. It looks like it is. Is that fair or foul? It looks like it was fair. No, I guess not. It was kind of shaky camera work there. Just foul. Just missed the line as they're showing the replay. And misses it probably by about 6 inches. It was a really difficult view on that end. 4:05 first pitch is Sunday afternoon. Max Fried versus DeSclafani. So they've got a tough road this weekend. This would be a big game if they could get it because they've got Wood tomorrow. They have I like their chances with Morton versus Wood. That's going to be a tough one on Sunday. We got a 1-2 count. 2 strikes being delivered, and the ball is up high. Now 2-2 as Ian Anderson is trying to get out of this inning. Throws a fastball down on the outside part of the plate, 94 miles an hour, and it was hit into the cove, but it's foul. So fans out there fighting over in the McCovey's Cove area, not quite into the actual water. All the fans are dressed it must be really cold out there. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Ian Anderson gets out of it. That's the end of 5. We'll be back in a flash to the top of the 6th inning. Austin Riley is due up for the Atlanta Braves.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You're riding Morning Shotgun with the Armchair Quarterbacks. We're here weekdays, your first choice for sports talk here on the First Coast.
Armchair Quarterback Radio. We cover the world of baseball from start to finish.
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s proves its world championship. A liner off Maggie's glove in the center field. The World Series. Precious. Fittingly with a throw, the Yankees have done it again. Number 24. They are the world champions of baseball in 1998. Chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the 9th, game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded. Center field. Red Sox fans have long been. The Boston Red Sox are world champions. In the air to left, well hit. Back is Craig. What a team. What a run. The Cardinals are world champs.
Armchair.
You wouldn't believe how many guys wanted to play here. We had to beat them off with a stick. The Ty Cobb wanted to play. None of us could stand a son of a when we were alive, so we told him to stick it.
Anyone got a stapler? Got a lot of forms, and there's a slight breeze in here.
Law, because paperwork is dramatic. Catch it Thursdays on Weasel before it catches you.
If dating is the game, then marriage is winning the game.
Yeah, if you're playing in the women's league.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball as the Atlanta Braves go ahead and lead off here in the top of the 6th. Austin Riley is at the plate. It's a 1-0 count to Austin Riley. Webb once again working very fast. He misses again. It's now a 2-0 count as Atlanta is trying to fight their way back into this game. By the way, update in the Phillies game. The Phillies did lose, and so the Phillies did win. The Mets did lose. The final score was 4-3. So Philly is now 2.5 back of the Atlanta Braves. The Mets are currently sitting out at 5.5 back, 6 back, but a lot of that will have to do with tonight. So if Atlanta can win, it'll go back to a 3-game lead. If they lose, it'll be just a 2-game lead in the NL East. Webb has built it to a 3-1 count to Austin Riley, and Austin Riley digs in for the 3-1 pitch. He swings, misses on a fastball on the outside part of the plate, has him off balance a little bit, and we're sitting at 3-2 to start off here in the top of the 6th inning. Webb digs in, and here comes the delivery. 93 on the outside, and Austin Riley fights it off to live for another pitch, trying to get something going here. After that first inning, Brandon Webb has done really well. He had the one hiccup inning. I believe it was the 3rd inning. And other than that, he's pitched a really good game so far. Here comes a shot to Riley, diving stop by Brandon Crawford, and a gun down Riley at first base. There's like 3 people in Major League Baseball that can make that play, and unfortunately, Brandon Crawford is one of them. What an incredible Webb gem that is, as we have one away here at the top of the 6th inning. Unbelievable play. Just about any other shortstop in the league, Riley is standing on first base. Just about any other shortstop in the league, they don't even make the stab, much less have the arm strength to gun him down. Brandon Crawford, I believe, is one of the most underrated baseball players in all of Major League Baseball. His glove has always been overlooked. First pitch is a strike as Webb gets back to work here. And there's actually a tip of the cap by Austin Riley, who's a great defensive third baseman in his own right. He tipped his cap as he ran back to the dugout to Crawford. What a great play by Crawford. You got to love baseball. You don't get that in any other sport. The count is now 0-2 as Adam Duvall fights off that pitch. In case you missed it a second ago, the Phillies did win. They're 2.5 back of the Braves, and that's who the Braves really have to be concerned with. They're going to play in New York the next 2 nights. The Braves are pulling for the Mets, as strange as that sounds right now. Here comes the delivery on a 0-2 pitch. Duvall drags it foul. As well as Adam Duvall has played for the Atlanta Braves this year after the trade, and as well as he played for him last year, it truly was dumbfounding that they did not bring him back. And of course, after all the things from the injuries to the suspensions to, the suspension that is looming with Ozuna, he comes back a trade via the Marlins. But when you looked at that, when we talked about this on our morning talk show that we do on YouTube every morning, when we talked about this in the offseason, I couldn't believe that they didn't bring him back. Thankfully, they did bring back Duvall he came back via the trading deadline, but it really is dumbfounding that it took them that long to realize they needed him. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Webb once again, and once again we get a fouled off pitch. Duvall is hanging in there, trying to get something going. By the way, Webb is up to 84 pitches. So if the Braves can get anything going here in the 6th inning, I do believe they would go to the pen and get him out. The Giants are also playing with house money, knowing that the Dodgers have lost to the Reds earlier tonight. They lost 3-1. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the outside part. Posey sets up on the outside part of the plate, but the ball drifted back in, one that Duvall just missed. Now, this is a guy right here, Duvall. You let him see you enough times. Duvall has done big damage here recently for Atlanta, and most recently over the past calendar week, he's hit 2 out in similar at bats like this. We'll see how this one goes. An 0-2 count. Here comes the delivery and swings wildly at a slider that it was probably a foot off the plate. And there is your second out. Here comes Rosario. Webb sitting at 86 pitches. If he gets a quick out here, Webb could be back out for the 7th inning. And the Giants are in their own right. For folks out there who are more Braves fans that might be listening, the Giants have a very good bullpen. It's one of the reasons why they lead the best division and what people think is the best team in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers, by now a game and a half. Rosario takes the first pitch, 93 on the outside, and we've got an 0-1 count. But I like that about Rosario. He will make a pitcher work. And that's what Atlanta needed more guys like Soler and Rosario that will actually work the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Rosario spits on that one. It's 87 off the plate, and we got a 1-1 count. Looking around the league, Rays beat the Tigers 7-4. Cardinals lead the Padres 4-2. Another pitch on the outside, 93 up and high. Rosario now has a 2-1 count into his favor. Cardinals lead 4-2. That's a big game considering those two teams are fighting it out for the National League wildcard. Yankees kill the Indians 8-0, by the way, tonight. And the Red Sox rout the Orioles 7-1. Chris Sale came back off the COVID list, so no big surprise there. Here comes the 2-1 pitch outside. You got a 3-1 count now. A 3-1 count, and very well could be setting something up as Darnode is on the on-deck circle. We got 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, a 3-1 count, and Rosario swings at a terrible pitch, grounds it to second base, and we are now heading to the bottom of the 6th. Braves trail 4-2. You're listening to Braves Baseball. Keep it locked in here.
So imagine how much I'm actually making to play. You know what I'm saying? No, I got to get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine. It's not worth it. It's not.
For the first time in 39 years, the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup. Out of the zone. The to win the Stanley Cup.
They score with 28.8 seconds left. The Leafs will tie the game.
Marty draws. McCarty in. McCarty. Never go. Down McCarty.
Armchair Quarterbacks Radio, covering the NHL like no other.
You're listening to the Armchair Quarterbacks on CBS Sports Radio, #1 sports station.
I can't file. I can't type. I don't take dictation. I won't sharpen pencil. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones.
Just a minute.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. Braves trail 4-2. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. Looking to see if Ian Anderson does come back out for the 6th inning, which I believe he would. I don't know why they would pull him. Actually pitched really well in the bottom of the 5th. A clean inning, and looking at some of the highlights, getting caught up to speed. Atlanta got out to a 2-0 early lead in the top of the 1st inning, and then have given up home run after home run to fall back behind 4-2. Brandon Belt is at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 1st, one of the ones that I was just referring to. And he takes the first 2 pitches. Now it's now a 2-0 count, and they might have something cooking. Braves got to get that bullpen going now at this point, because you cannot let that go to the wayside. He drops a bunt, an attempted bunt down on the shift, misses it, 2-1. You'd like to see more of that from Ozzie Albies. You'd like to see more of that from even Freddie Freeman. The left-handed batters for Atlanta do not have the bunt down to keep them honest. If you get the bunt down, you keep them honest, and the next thing you know, if they got to play an honest defense, then you're roping ones in the gap. It's now a 2-2 pitch, 2-2 count, excuse me, bottom of the sixth, nobody out here in San Francisco and Atlanta. Here comes the delivery, and a little high, 93 miles an hour, 3-2. You got a full count again. And this is what got Ian Anderson in trouble the first time with Belt, when he belted the 2-run blast at the bottom of the first inning to tie the game. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and he drops it in there, knee buckling, change up, 80 miles an hour. Belt caught looking. We got one away here in the bottom of the sixth inning. San Francisco leads 4-2, and Atlanta trying to hang in there. They still have 9 more outs, so that they've got a chance to put some real pressure out there on them. If you missed it earlier, the Dodgers lost to the Reds. We'll get you updated on the wild card situation here in a second in the National League. It's on everybody's mind. The Cubs are leading Milwaukee. Not really a big deal when it's all said and done. The Brewers are running away with that one, as we are 2-0 count. And Buster Posey, once again, he's 0 for 2, but he's had some really good at bats, really good season for the San Francisco Giants. Buster Posey pushing back that sun. Remember, he took 2020 off. He opted out because of the COVID issues and did not play in 2020. And it looks like it's rejuvenated him. He's played like he's 3-4 years younger. Buster Posey takes, here comes the 2-1 pitch, a grounder to Riley, easily fires him and guns him down at first base, as the slow-footed catcher is now 0 for 3, and Ian Anderson looks to get out of this mess, which when it started, you were starting to wonder if he was going to make it out of the third inning, the fourth inning. He might give you 4 solid innings, not quite a quality start because he did give up 4 earned runs. The quality start, of course, the cutoff is 6 innings, 3 earned runs. I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but they're talking about doing away with the quality start at the 6th inning and making it the 5th inning. And that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard from a baseball purist. It's either a quality start or it's not. If you want to come up with another stat for it, another name for it, baseball's done that for years. But to go out there and say, no, that's not a quality start anymore, the next thing you know, they're going to start changing what a win is and what a win isn't. And the great Ty Cobb will be rolling over in Cy Young, the great Cy Young will be rolling over in his grave. Looking at some of the things that are sold out there at the San Francisco concessions, and it looks like they've got whipped cream and some kind of a coffee drink that they sell only in San Francisco, right? If you got a guy running concessions up and down in Atlanta, Georgia, it's nothing but ice cold beer and by God, thank God, right? It looks like they're selling frappes or lattes or something of that nature. Got a 3-1 count now with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, Wade Jr., Lamonte Wade Jr., 264 hitter, 18 home runs on the year. And here comes the delivery. He walks him, and Ian Anderson has trouble. We'll see if they'll let him face the next batter, as Ian Anderson is now creeping up to the 100 pitch mark. He's at 98 pitches. And it looks like they are going to let him face Chris Bryant. I'm a little surprised by that. But here we go with the Braves trailing, 4-2, bottom of the 6th inning, 2 outs, 1 on, and you can pair the device that you're listening to up with the game on Bally Sports South. Okay, there's a rip down the left field line, and Chris Bryant on the first pitch throws, oh my word, Chris Bryant gets a double, stretches that into a double. I thought they were going to call him out as the ball was quickly relayed in. The Braves are looking now to see if that was an actual out or not. They're showing the replay right now. Chris Bryant going head first. It looks like Ozzie Albies missed him on the tag, so I think that they will keep him on second base. You'll have runners on second and third and 2 outs, and we'll see if the Braves go to the pen. He's definitely beats the tag, and it doesn't look like Ozzie kept the tag on him. And sure enough, here comes Snicker to grab Ian Anderson. They're heading to the pen. Looks like AJ Minter is going to enter the game, which means it's going to be interesting for one thing. You're listening to the Atlanta Braves. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Baseball.
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon.
The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. We're covering the NHL all the way through the Stanley Cup playoffs. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
6th round. TJ Hoshimazode. Yes, lock it up.
Who? What?
TJ, how's vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
You mean TJ Hushmanzada from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshimazole. Got it. Championship.
Make sure to join the Armchair Quarterbacks right here. We'll answer all your questions, pickups, trades, you name it. You want to win your league? Then listen to the Armchair Quarterbacks.
It's fantasy football time.
We live in a world now that welcomes and nurtures the screwball in all of us. Hey, it's a new decade, people. Time to get a little nutty. Treat yourself to Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, a smooth flavor that combines 2 of America's favorites, peanut butter and American whiskey. So no more social awkwardness. Time to embrace who you truly are. Get out there and make friends. And be sure it starts with Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. It's available nearly everywhere. Learn more at screwballwhiskey.com. Infinium Spirits. Please enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball as AJ Minter enters the game with his 4.08 ERA, 52 strikeouts across 46 innings, but the 20 walks has been a concern and pitched better of late after he came back up, sent down to the minors for a stint. But this is a guy, if the Braves are going to do any damage this fall, they're going to need Minter to be the Minter of old. Remember, he was phenomenal last year in the playoffs, even starting in the NLCS. All right, we dig in here. Runners on second and third, 2 out as he faces Brandon Crawford. Crawford 2 for 2, and here comes the first pitch. Fires in a 96 mile an hour across the letters, and that's what you love about Brandon Crawford. That's the things that you're looking for with Crawford. By the way, real quick on the scoreboard update, the Maryland Terrapins lead Illinois 10-3 in college football. Louisville upset Central Florida earlier tonight by a touchdown with the pick 6. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Minter works a lot slower than Logan Webb, and fastball on the outside part of the corner, 96 on the black. And I'll tell you what, between Minter and Anderson, who both work really fast, it's been a while since I've done a baseball game. I did baseball games for years, and the first one I've done in quite some time. And that took me an inning or so to be able to get my feet underneath me with those guys pitching so fast. I finally realized what was going on. I thought I was like, lost or stumbling around. And finally I realized these are 2 of the fastest pitchers in baseball. Strike 3 at the letters. Swinging strike. Brandon Crawford is knocked out, and the Braves get out of that mess. Here they come back to the top of the order. With the top of the order will be due up after we start off with Travis d'Arnaud and Dansby Swanson hitting 7th and 8th next, with the pitcher spot due up. You're listening to the Atlanta Braves. It's time for a rally, baby. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Ariola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. We're covering the NBA playoffs until we have a winner. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live. SEC, ACC, and Big Ten coverage like no other. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Whatever We Have in Stock Are Us, your one-stop place to shop for whatever we happen to have lying around at the time.
All right, it's time to get our rally caps on, Atlanta. Got 3 innings. We were only down by 2 runs, and Logan Webb is coming back as he digs in to throw in the first pitch. He misses outside. We got a 1-0 count with Travis Darnode at the plate. This is the inning to get something going, right? If you can get Darnode on, if you can get Swanson going, then if they were to keep Webb in, which I don't believe they would, but if they were, you get the righty-lefty matchup of Jock Peterson coming off the bench. So this is the inning to get something going. Travis Darnode, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He's due. I'm looking for him to put one in the gap. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and he hits one to the right side. It looks like he is not going to be able to beat out Webb. Webb gets him on the ground out to the first out of the inning, and that will bring in Dansby Swanson. Webb pitching 6 1/3 strong innings so far. Dansby Swanson's coming up to the plate, and it's a 4-2 game, 1 out, top of the 7th here on the Atlanta Braves baseball. We're coming to you live here on Colorcast. Make sure to download it today. And of course, we're also simulcasting this on YouTube, as on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube for folks that do not have iOS devices. And we see some of y'all that are listening with us, watching with us, and we do appreciate you spending your evening with us. Dansby Swanson's 1 for 2 with .254 batting average on the season. He takes the first pitch for a strike and fights off the second pitch. He's now in a quick 0-2 hole. And this Webb, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, he is 2-0 with a .69 ERA against the Atlanta Braves beginning play tonight. Now, the Braves took 2 of 3 from San Francisco in the first series in Atlanta earlier this year. As the 0-2 pitch is on the way, he misses outside. And they've won 6 of the last 7, dating back to 2019. Now, remember 2020, there were no games against the Giants as everyone played regionally because of the coronavirus. So Atlanta, strangely enough, has had a lot of success with a very good baseball club in San Francisco. But they're not doing it tonight, and that's what your concern is, as we are down 4-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch off the plate, trying to. All these guys have seen him 3 times now. I think they're starting to see that that's what he tries to do. He tries to set him up and hit the outside part for the third strike, try to get you to chase. An old friend, Chris Martin, is warming up in the bullpen. He's back. He was activated actually yesterday before the game was rained out, and strike 3, Dansby Swanson goes down swinging, and here comes the pinch hitter. Webb is now at 99 pitches. So I've got to figure this is his last inning regardless. I can't imagine they would send him back out there again. So Atlanta's trying to get something going as we go to the bench, and it's Adrianza 246 average. I believe they're going to hold off on some of their bigger bats at the end. They're just trying to get Adrianza to maybe get a hold of one, maybe get on base, cause some havoc. You want your bigger bats coming in when you go to hit the ninth inning, maybe even the eighth if you get something going. He takes the first pitch and it's a 1-0 count as Adrianza digs in, swings at the second pitch, and just like that, what a quick inning for Webb. 100 pitches, incredible pitch night for Webb. And we head to the break. Chris Martin is coming back in for the Atlanta Braves bullpen. We'll be back in just a few moments here on the Atlanta Braves baseball.
Hell is filled with people like you.
This is Sean O'Toole with the Armchair Quarterbacks. Catch me drive time with Matt MAGEE and the Armchair Quarterback radio show and Facebook Live.
Big news and the big games covered in the Big Ten by the Armchair Quarterbacks all year long.
Third down and about 22. Smith drops the ball. He's got his tight end, but he's got Carter. Carter, 71 yards. Now State's lead 7-3. That's an old 1-2 punch. You take two of the first time.
In his career, Lorenzo White 15 times rushed for 100 yards in a half. 5 of those this season. On 2nd and 10.
Big Ten football covered in the Southeast by the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekends in the fall just got a hell of a lot better. Saturday mornings, it's Dixie Football Nation. We talk SEC, ACC, the Big Ten, and more. As the only true Southern football kickoff show, you don't want to miss it. The Armchair Quarterbacks have got you covered all football season long. Armchair Quarterback Radio Show. We cover the whole SEC all season long.
On 1st and goal, Franks. Jump pass. Hello, Tebow. From going deep. High arcing shot. It is hauled in. Terry Godwin.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. And Chris Martin is back. He's back on the hill. We'll see what he brings bottom of the 7th inning. Low leverage situation that they're going to try to work him back into. Of course, Martin is a guy that they're going to need to play well, pitch well, if they're going to go anywhere this fall. Braves are now currently just 2.5 games in front of the Philadelphia Phillies as the Phillies beat the Mets tonight 4-3. So the Mets fall to 6 back, depending on what the Braves do here. If the Braves do not win, they'll just be 2 in front of the the Philadelphia Phillies and 5.5 in front of the Mets. If they do come back and win, they will gain a half game back and be 3 up on Philly. And then of course, 6.5 on the Mets. Right now, you got to be focused on the Phillies. Here comes the first pitch, 95 on the black. Chris Martin looking good coming back from the IL. So Braves could really need this shot in the arm and to be honest with you, over the last few weeks, the bullpen has pitched much better, but is it going to be enough to be able to hold on? This is the first game of a long West Coast road trip that's going to take us all the way till the end of next weekend. We are in San Francisco for 3, and then we still have to play Arizona, and then of course we've got to play the Padres. And remember, there's the half makeup game that I believe sits in the 5th inning with the Braves down a run in a 7-inning game. So there's all that the Braves are going to have to deal with over the next 10 days as a ground out to shortstop. Longoria gets the first out of the inning, and away we go here. Atlanta down 4-2, but still with the pulse here as La Stella comes up to bat for the San Francisco Giants. Braves down 4-2, 1 out in the 7th inning, still got 2 more goes. And we know the Braves do have a knack for the heroics over the last several years. So hope is not lost, my friends. Hope is not lost. We continue here as other scores around the league. Pittsburgh beat Miami 2-1. Boston over Baltimore 7-1 as the first pitch comes flying in here. 94 on the outside. It's a 1-0 count to LaStella, who is 0-2. Of course, he's an ex-Brave from several years ago. Ended up playing. He's played pretty much out west ever since then. Played for the Angels. Of course, now he's with the Giants. Dodgers lose to the Cincinnati Reds, and the White Sox are just pummeling the Texas Rangers, as Texas Rangers are having a very, very tough year, obviously. Looking at the standings here in 1 second as we get caught up. It's 2-0 count on the Stella, and looking at the playoff standings from around the league. We'll get that here in 1 second as we wait on the pitch. Misses down in a way, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's now a 3-0 count, and Chris Martin has worked himself into a jam. Looking at the AL wild card right now as we speak, the Toronto Blue Jays are a half game behind the New York Yankees, and the Boston Red Sox are a half game in front of that. We'll get that caught up here in 1 second. 3-0 pitch to LaStella. Strike, low strike call, but definitely a strike at the knees. Fastball 95, and we've got now a 3-1 count with LaStella. Ian Anderson, all in all, to be honest with you, Ian Anderson pitched a decent game, not terrible. Of course, he's on your fantasy baseball team. It's not so great because you wanted the quality start, but he did go 6 innings. He only gave up 4 runs, a little better than he has in the past. And you saw flashes of why he was so good. Martin now gets it to a 3-0 count. So you like that. Looking at the wild card standings, the Red Sox lead the Yankees by a half game in the AL East. In the American League wild card. Boston would host it today if the wild card game was played today. 3-2 count, slider, and he swings at it, dribbles it over towards the second base line, and LaStella is out for out number 2. Chris Martin, a clean first inning back so far. Boston would host the New York Yankees in a 1-game play-in if the season ended today. Toronto is just a half game behind the Blue Jays. Oakland 3, Seattle 4 back respectively, but they are playing tonight as they are out there on the West Coast. The A's trail the Angels 4-3, by the way. Looking at the National League wild card, obviously the Dodgers or the Giants, they will be the wild card. They have it set up 16 up. And after what happened tonight, we will get that in 1 second. Yastrzemski's coming off the bench for a pinch hitter. Pitch on the outside of the plate. It called for a strike, 83 miles an hour. And Martin trying to get out of this inning in 1-2-3 clean flat fashion, which has been an issue for him all year long. Hopefully that's sent on the IL. Whatever he had to get cleaned up, hopefully he also got everything reset and can get back to the Chris Martin that we could depend on last year. And just as I say that, he throws a gopher ball, and it is ballooned into right field. A ball that looked like it could be going out. It's definitely out in Truist Park. It ends up just being a stand-up double for Yastrzemski as they were playing him to hit the other way in the outfield. And Yastrzemski stands on second with which was just – it wasn't an eephus pitch, but it might as well have been because it was set up on a tee there. Yastrzemski got out in front of it just a little bit, so he didn't get enough pop to get it out of the stadium. National League wild card looks like this, y'all. The Cardinals, who have won 6 in a row, they have a 1-game lead on the Reds for the final wild card. Padres are 1.5 back, and the Phillies 2.5 back as we speak. We'll get the scores caught up here in a second. But the Braves trail the Giants 4-2, bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs, and first pitch comes your way. That could have been argued as a strike. They did call it a ball. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the ball wasn't where Darnold's glove was. So because he had to kind of drift over a little bit, they called it a ball. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and Chris Martin throws another one in the same area, same reaction. He does get the call. It's a 1-1 count now. Same exact pitch, same exact area, same setup by d'Arnaud, was crossed up. He is missing on that pitch. He's missing drastically, and he better be careful because Ruff, the leadoff hitter, he does have some pop. Get the 1-1 count coming. d'Arnaud sits up low and finally gets his pitch to go. 88-mile-an-hour slider in the dirt, 1-2 swinging strike, and Martin is one strike away from getting out of this mess. Looking at the MLB scoreboard, Rays beat the Tigers 7-4. Cardinals over the Padres. That's a big series, and the Padres are in trouble because if you look at the pitching staff that they have going they sent Velasquez out to the mound today. 96 on the black. Martin ends the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on the Atlanta Braves baseball. San Francisco, Atlanta. We're heading to the top of the 8th. It's 4-2 San Fran. Division leaders going head to head.
You dumped a porn star? Friendship over. Friendship over!
Make sure to listen to the Armchair Quarterbacks Drive Time Armchair Quarterback Show on Facebook Live, and make sure to tap that app, the Armchair Quarterbacks app. Google Android, Apple iPhone, good enough for us down here in the Bayou. Go Tigers and the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Peanut butter.
Chocolate. You got peanut butter on my chocolate.
Well, you got chocolate in my peanut butter.
Bravissimo.
Two great tastes that taste great together. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Real milk chocolate. Good old-fashioned peanut butter.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. We're only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live, or catch the instant replay. All right, we are back here. Ozzie Albies is leading off. Braves down 4-2. He takes the first pitch, 1-0, and Dominic Leone is the reliever for the San Francisco Giants. He's got a 1.80 ERA and 45 appearances this year. Ozzie trying to get something going. Thankfully, Logan Webb's out of the game, and the Braves might be able to get something going. And here comes a shot by Ozzie, but right into the basket of the outfielder Wade Jr. So one away here in the top of the 8th. He got decent contact, just a little late on it. And Yastrzemski is now in the outfield as well after he pinch hit last inning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., by the way, he hit his 46th and league-leading home run. I think the one that everyone has been kind of snoozing on is Salvador Perez, the catcher for the Kansas City Royals. He's got 45 himself and 112 RBI. I mean, this is a story that I don't think is being covered enough in Major League Baseball this year. Salvador Perez is having one heck of a season. If he wasn't on such a bad team, we'd be talking about him for the MVP. Soler digs in, an 0-1 count, as here comes the pitch from Leon, and he throws a slider in the dirt up. It is now 1-1, 4-2 Braves trail, but Freddie Freeman's on deck. Austin Riley's on in the hole. You got two guys vying for the MVP after Soler. So we could get something going here in the top of the 8th inning. Here comes the pitch from Leon, 4th pitch of the inning, and he throws a slider right down the heart of the plate. Strike 2. And now Soler's got to start fighting to try to stay alive. Really fast ball game. Started this game just a couple of hours ago, and we're already in the top of the 8th inning. And Soler 0 for 3, but has done a tremendous job coming over from Kansas City. He takes ball 2, slider in the dirt, and so we're now at 80, and off the 81-mile-an-hour pitch, we're now at a 2-2 count. Minnesota, by the way, beat Toronto, and New York beat Cleveland, leapfrogging Toronto in the AL wildcard for the final slot. Leon, here comes the delivery. High strike, 94 miles an hour, swing and miss by Soler, and there's now 2 away in the top of the 8th with Freddie Freeman coming to the plate. If you're wanting to watch along with whatever device, we're at 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Braves Giants here, and Leon is digging in for the first pitch against Freddie Freeman. And here comes the delivery. Outside, 94 miles an hour, ball 1. Freddie's got to get something going. Not necessarily a home run, but he's got to get something going. Put some stress on this bullpen of the San Francisco Giants. Normally, bullpen guys, the first thing that they hate to do is, here comes a shot straight back up the middle, but it was into the teeth of the shift. Brandon Crawford has been everywhere tonight, and that ends the 8th inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. Braves just down 2. They still got one more at bat. It ain't over yet, y'all.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
Now, does anybody in here have a valid reason for leaving this classroom? Timothy.
I got to go pick up my daughter.
You're excused.
Get your Sunday football morning started off right with the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Your Sunday morning kickoff show where we tackle your NFL lines out in the desert, a 61.2% win rate over the last 6 years. Against the spread, over, under, money line, you name it. And we dive into the world of fantasy football year-long and your DFS payouts. Your only true Southern football kickoff show that talks the spreads in Vegas, your DFS and fantasy, in your year-long quest to win that fantasy football championship. Only on the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube channel. It's the Handicappers on Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube, 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern. Sundays, all NFL season long. Welcome back here to the Atlanta Braves baseball. Braves, Giants, 4-2. Here comes Sean Newcomb out of the pen, 5.22 ERA. He has pitched a little better of late, but definitely not the 2021 that he was hoping for as the first pitch heads his way. A little high to Brandon Belt, who had a 2-run shot in the first inning to tie the game up at the time at 2 apiece. Brandon Belt, 26 home runs on the year, and Atlanta trailing 4-2. Newcomb is another guy that just doesn't seem like he can get the command of the strike zone. It seems like he goes through ruts as he misses there on another low pitch. Quickly down 2-0, and this is not what you want. This is not where we want to be at this point. As another wild, he is coming in super wild. It's 3-0 now, heading to he has nothing left to do but to lay one in there to Brandon Belt, who knows how to do damage with that. And a 4-pitch walk by Newcomb, and this is not starting out well for the Atlanta Braves. That'll bring Buster Posey to the plate, right-handed hitter, facing a left-handed pitcher who is extremely wild right now. This could not be a good matchup at all. And so you wonder what the Braves were doing putting him in here at this spot, but this might be a situation where they're trying to save other guys in the bullpen for if they have a lead. Or this is a long road trip, going to San Fran, going to Arizona, who is not the best team on the planet, but not only do they have a great offense, that stadium at Arizona Stadium is very difficult to keep the ball in. So there's probably some high scoring games. And so they've got to be cognizant of what's going on with their bullpen. We got a 1-0 pitch, runner on first, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. San Francisco Giants out of a 4-2 lead, and Darnold's going to go to the mound, talk to Newcomb. He has now came out of the pen and thrown 6 consecutive balls. He has yet to find the strike zone. This is not starting out well here, bottom of the 8th. Braves still have a pulse, only down 2 runs, but you don't want it to get away here with only 1 more up in the game. You've got to keep this at a 2-run game. You don't want it to get much farther away. In a 2-run game, you can always get back into it with a bloop and a blast, right? Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and check swing, fouled off, 2-1. So that's the first strike of the outing for Newcomb, 7 pitches in. Got a runner on first. Posey at the plate, bottom of the 8th inning, 2-1 count, and Newcomb looks in, chewing that gum vigorously, isn't he? My word. Long gone are the guys with the tobacco. I mean, he's chewing that gum so fast it's almost to the point where if he makes a mistake, he might bite his tongue off. And 4th pitch of the at bat, fouled off into the stands. You got a 2-2 count. Newcomb trying to turn things around here. Bottom of the 8th, San Francisco leads Atlanta 4-2. Comes set, and here comes the pitch. Slider low and inside, and now with 3-2 count, you wonder if they'll get the runners going here with a guy on first and a batter like Posey, who is slow of foot. They may send the runner to get them in motion. As the one thing about Posey is that you can count on the fact that he does not strike out much. So he is a guy that perfect hit and run scenario would be in play. All right. 2-2 count, bottom of the 8th, and called strike 3 or a swinging strike. Either way, it was in the zone. He gets out of that mess with Buster Posey, the first out of the inning for Newcomb, as he tried to hold up on the swing, but I think that would have been a called strike anyways. Posey goes down on strikes, and Atlanta trying to get out of this inning. A double play would be the perfect thing as Darno goes back to the mound. Remember, there's a limit on mound visits. You're going to the mound 6 times, so got to keep an eye on that as they go to dig back in. And Coming up to the plate is Austin Slater, hitting 228 on the year. He is a pinch hitter. Remember, Wade was the cleanup hitter earlier in the game, but he's a lefty and they don't want him facing Newcomb. It looked like he went around. He did go around on the first pitch. So we've got an 0-1 count, no matter what the graphics tell you on the Valley Sports Southeast. It is not 1-0. It's 0-1, as we did see him ring up that strike. Unless the umpire is doing something weird, I'm pretty sure that was a strike. He calls the strike there, a swinging strike, and it should be 0-2. Now they're still showing it as 1-1, but it looked like that the umpire rung him up on that first pitch that was thrown. So we'll see what happens here. Of course, if it gets a foul off, then we'll never know. And that could be, I was right. That was a ball, and they have now corrected it. It is now 1-2 on the count. So Atlanta down 4-2. They walked the first man on 4 pitches. As the pitch comes in, swinging strike, fouled off just barely by Slater, and Newcomb trying to get out of this mess. A double play candidate Slater is, as I would think that's why Newcomb and Darnode are trying to go down an inch, try to get a dribbler to third, as we have a little bit of a pause here. Slater resetting himself, almost thinking he's Nomar over here playing with his gloves and whatnot. Here comes the 4th pitch, and down in the dirt, he does not offer at it. About a 56-foot curveball is what that was. No one's swinging at that. Not even yours truly would swing at that. Well, maybe. Who am I kidding? Feel like the Tasmanian devil up there just twirling around, swinging at anything so I wouldn't get caught looking. Another pitch goes in on the hands, fights it off. We're still at 2-2 in the count. And Newcomb at 15 pitches right now. Slater hitting 228 on the year, right-handed hitter. They're looking for some kind of a rally to try to put this game out of reach, as the Braves have the heart of their order due back up in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the delivery on a 2-2. Yeah, he goes over to first, and he's going to get him. Belt was caught going. What a great play by the Atlanta Braves. Newcomb goes over and throws to first, and it was perfect timing. Belt was going on the pitch, and they gun him down with ease as it goes to Freddie. Freddie throws it over to second, and Ozzie Albies tags him on the chest. There's now 2 away. We're 1 strike away from getting out of this mess and maybe put some pressure on the San Francisco Giants in the top of the 9th inning. And just as you do that, Slater rocks one into the corner. He's going to be up with a stand-up double. I bet the Giants are kicking themselves right now because Belt probably scores on that play. Slater now standing on second base. Atlanta Braves, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, as they're trying to get out of this mess. Now, the Slater gets one inside, and I think they went to that well just one too many times. They will now intentionally walk what would have been Chris Bryant coming to the plate, and that will send Brandon Crawford to the plate, lefty versus lefty. I would say it's what you want, but Crawford's having an incredible season. Sean Newcomb is not having an incredible season. So we'll see how it plays out here. But runners on first and second now, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Crawford, 300 batter on the season, 21 home runs, 81 RBI, a 900 OPS. He comes up with a chance to do real damage. The A's, by the way, have taken a 5-4 lead over the Angels out west. First pitch of the at-bat, Newcomb misses on the outside. Now, you got to figure if Newcomb cannot get Crawford here, this will be his last batter. I can't imagine if he loads the bases or worse that he's going to stay in this game. So he's got to give him his all. He throws right down the pipe. It's hammered into right field, but right at Soler. So we get the third out. We get out of the inning. We're heading to the ninth, and the Atlanta Braves still have a pulse. Down 2 to the top of the ninth we go. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Baseball. Get your rally caps on, guys.
Mr. Money, will you please escort Mr. Washington off the court? Take him down the block. And if this dreadlock bumper ass even blinks wrong, you lullaby his ass.
You just robbed a house. You have all this great stuff that now belongs to you, but you got this annoying pang of guilt nagging at you. Well, worry no more, because your friends at Cell Block Greeting Cards have the answer for you. Introducing our new line of petty crime thank you cards. Before you smash and grab one of our cards and leave it behind on your next heist. Choose from any of these fine heartfelt cards like,
thank you for the plasma TV.
Or,
thanks for the PlayStation, alcohol, and penny jar.
And,
don't use your toothbrush.
Or limited time, introducing,
I'm still in the house.
And many more sentimental petty crime thank you cards. Available at any back alley, shadowy parking lot, or
armchair.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
What do we do? This is got.
Welcome back here to Atlanta Braves baseball as we hit the ninth inning. Braves down 4-2, and Atlanta is in the heart of their order as Austin Riley now at bat, and he is going to be squaring off tonight against Rogers. Rogers comes in, and I'm sorry, they have lifted Rogers, excuse me. But here, all right, Rogers comes in, and the first thing that he does before I can even catch my breath, Austin Riley rips one into left field. So Rogers comes in. He's a submarine pitcher. Have not seen him pitch much. I think I've seen him pitch twice this year. He's got a funky delivery. He's a submarine pitcher. With all these righties coming up for the Braves, you got to figure you're going to see some lefty action coming up for Atlanta and probably a pitch hit situation. Duvall is coming up. They're going to let him hit. There's one on, nobody out. Rogers comes up. He's one of those true submarine guys. As the second pitch, Duvall rips it into right field. 2 quick singles, and here we go. For runners on first and second, and the Braves actually got something cooking here in the top of the ninth. Down 2, nobody out, runners on first and second, and 2 pitches in a row. Rogers gives up 2 singles, and now the left-hander Rosario will come to the plate as Atlanta has a threat going on here in San Francisco. Rogers has one of those crazy deliveries, submarine deliveries, where his right hand is basically coming from third base. He's almost scraping the top of the mound. Reminds me of like Dan Quisenberry from years back. Here's Rosario. He faces Rogers, and this is going to be an advantage having a lefty up against him. Here comes the first pitch on the way, and he shows bunt, but he takes the first strike. Rosario looking towards possibly bunting. Remember, next up, you've got Darno. After that, you've got Dansby Swanson. I'd be shocked if they go with this bunt here, but Rosario did show bunt. He might have just did that to get some guys to pull in. So we got a 1-0 count. Sorry, 0-1 count, and here's the delivery, and Rosario rips it. And wow, what a play. He rips it right into the heart of the defense. LaStella makes a catch and guns it towards second base, trying to double up Riley. And it looks like they might be challenging this as LaStella makes the catch. No, there's no way that I don't know if they'll review it or not, but Riley was definitely safe. He was there by about a half a step, even more. It looked a lot closer in real time. It was a line drive to second base, trying to double up Riley, leading off second, and Crawford was just not in time. Great base running by Riley. Darnode takes the first pitch. It's more of a frisbee slider on the outside part, and they will leave Darnode in to hit. So I guess not wanting to put Contreras in. You would have thought that they might have went to a couple other options on the bench for the lefty. Definitely has the advantage on a submarine hitter, like a submarine pitcher like that. Rogers delivers the next pitch. It's a 1-1 high fastball. He doesn't throw hard gas. Most of these submariners don't. But what they do for a right-handed hitter, it's very hard to pick that ball up coming out of his right hand as that ball's coming. Like I said, it's almost like it's coming from the dugout or from third base. It's so far away. Darnode kind of opens up his stance a little more, probably to see it, and the frisbee goes to the outside, 83 miles an hour. We've got a 2-1 count. Braves are down 4-2. It's the top of the ninth, 1 out, 2-1 pitch, and the carousel will get moving if there's any contact on this pitch. Here comes the delivery, and he hits it high. He hits it deep. He hits it long gone, baby. Darnode just takes a 3-run home run. Hello, Braves Nation. We're back in the lead. It's 5-4, Atlanta GA. Your Atlanta Braves have a 5-4 lead. Top of 9, 1 out. That frisbee caught the meat of the plate, and Darnode stepped up in a big way. Look out. Here we go. What an incredible at bat. And here comes the replay. He absolutely walloped that ball. I mean, bamboozled it. That was an absolute moonshot as left fielder went up to try to steal it over the wall, but it was about, we'll say 3, maybe 4 rows back. And the Braves have a 5-4 lead, top of 9. Wow. 1 out, in the first pitch is a called strike on Dansby Swanson. Swanson 1 for 3. What an incredible game. I'll tell you what, I couldn't have picked a better game to come back into doing baseball. It's been well over 10 years, and what an incredible game we've had so far. Braves lead 5-4, top of 9. Of course, if they can get this win, they'll move back up to 3 games over the Phillies, and that's what we're really worried about at this point of the season. Looks like the Giants are going to leave Rogers in. He's now at 11 pitches. He's at a 1-2 count on Swanson. We'll see if he ends up leaving it after the Swanson at bat. If Swanson were to get on, it would be interesting to see if they left Rogers in or if they went to the pen. Here's the delivery, and a rope hit to the right side, and Belt snags it, prevents it from going into right field. They have hit Rogers hard. I mean hard. And this, I talked about this earlier. This could be the preview of the NLCS, Braves versus Giants, because if the Braves win the division, they're heading to Milwaukee. So they would not face the Giants until the Giants were to knock out whoever the wild card was, assuming the Giants do win their division. So if it ends up being Braves Giants, I'm liking our chances if we're seeing this Rogers coming out of the pen, because everyone has hit him hard. And here comes Jock Peterson, and I'm a little surprised that they're leaving him in to face him. Jock Peterson swings and misses 73 miles an hour. Of course, I don't have the numbers in front of me what Peterson has done. Peterson's obviously seen him as he spent so much time in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. Braves up 5-4, top of 9. If you're just joining us, what an incredible game so far. Peterson swings at a pitch right outside the strike zone. It's a can of corn to Crawford, and we're going to head to the bottom of the ninth as the Braves will try to hold on to this. Stay tuned for Atlanta Braves baseball. We lead 5-4. We'll be back in just a flash.
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay. Welcome back here to the Braves baseball. We got Braves Giants. The Braves have just come back from down 4-2, a 3-run bomb by Travis d'Arnaud in the top of the ninth inning facing Rogers. It was a frisbee left out over the plate, and the Braves have a chance. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Will Smith is coming to the mound, and all you Braves fans know it's about to get white knuckle, as they call it, because this is the time of night where we all cringe as the Braves have had their woes in holding leads late in games. Atlanta leads 5-4. We're heading into the top or the bottom of the ninth, and Longoria steps up to the plate. Lefty righty. You're not liking this matchup as Will Smith tries to close the door on this one, throws a very, very hittable 77-mile-an-hour slider that barely gets over the plate, but Longoria misses it, and we start off 0-1. Will Smith looks in, and he is setting up. It looks like d'Arnaud is setting up high and on the outside, which he does, and gets Longoria to reach. It's a can of corn coming to Ozzie Albies in just past second base, and he makes the catch. We've got two outs away from that elusive W that the Braves did not think they were going to get. Real quick on the scoreboard, Illinois leads Maryland 17-10 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Oakland A's have a 5-4 lead over the Angels. All right, Flores steps in to pinch hit, lefty righty once again. You can tell that the Giants are trying to get that lefty righty matchup at this point in the game, and Flores steps in as we've got as d'Arnaud sits up on the outside part of the plate. Will Smith goes a lot more deliberate than most pitchers, almost at a snail's pace. There's a first pitch. It looked like a strike to me, but they're calling it a ball low and outside, I guess. So 1-0 is the count, and Flores digs in. You'll probably recognize Flores as the next pitch. The next pitch actually an inch or so farther outside, and that is called a strike. This umpire has been incredibly wild, incredibly wild. Wilmer Flores, of course, you'll remember him. Wilmer Flores, he was with the New York Mets from 2013 to 2016, played 6 seasons. He was the famed guy that was getting traded at the trading deadline. They come to get him off the field and he was streaming in tears, and then they never ended up pulling the trade. He ended up staying on the team. There were a couple things that didn't work out, but he was crying, and it was a big deal at the time. Wilmer Flores is now a San Francisco Giant. He digs in 2-1 count, and the ball goes in the dirt, and he did go around. So we got a 2-2 count, 1 strike away from getting him out as the Atlanta Braves lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. The Giants, no runners on, and Flores on a 2-2 count. They're showing the replay, and he definitely went around. Will Smith digs in, and on the 2-2 count, delivers it for what looks to be strike 3. Yes, they call it strike 3. He goes around, and Flores is down on strikes. Will Smith 1 out away from getting out of this mess as the San Francisco Giants bring their last hope up to the plate. We appreciate you listening tonight. We're going to do more of these as we're here on Colorcast tonight, as well as the Armchair Quarterbacks YouTube for folks that don't have access to the app. If you do have an iOS, if you do have an Apple phone, make sure to download Colorcast today, as we'll be doing quite a bit of these. I've missed doing baseball games, and we're going to do as many as we can in the near future. I will keep it updated on our social media. All right, we just missed off the first pitch. Will Smith digs in, and he wildly inside. 1-0 is the count. Once again, the Dodgers did lose tonight, so the Giants are kind of playing with house money, as they do have a 1.5 game lead. Solano is the batter. Solano comes up. It is now a 1-1 count as he fouls off pitch number 2. And Will Smith having a clean inning so far. We're not used to seeing this. I don't like to jinx it, and I hate bringing that kind of stuff up. But Will Smith has struggled mightily, and his old team, his old stomping grounds, this is what got the Atlanta Braves to sign him to such a big deal. He throws a slider in at the ankles at Solano. It's now a 1-2 count as he swings and misses, and we are 1 strike away from a miracle comeback here for the Atlanta Braves. What an incredible game so far. The crowd is starting to get up on their feet, and you're even seeing the tomahawk chop. How about the Braves fans out there in San Francisco? There's several Braves fans that are on their feet behind home plate. You can see them chopping. 2-2 count. And if they cannot get Solano, the problems will mount, because the top of the order will be due for the San Francisco Giants. 2-2 pitch, and here's the delivery by Will Smith. And he hangs one again. And just like that, as always, Will Smith blows the lead. It's now 5-5. It's unbelievable that once again we have Will Smith as the closer for the Atlanta Braves. This has been an absolute nightmare for them to come back and blow this game. And now it is tied 5-5. It's not the fact that they've blown the lead. It's that we've seen this time after time again. Will Smith is an absolute disaster as a closer. He threw that Frisbee in one too many times. And Solano, right-hand hitters have been killing him. Solano just made him look like a fool. And so the Atlanta Braves are now tied 5-5, bottom of the 9th. Unbelievable, but it looks like hopefully we'll get some free baseball out of this. We'll stick here with you till the end. Atlanta, unbelievable mess that he has created. And Snicker keeps going back to him. It just dumbfounds me. Game after game after game. First pitch, 2 strikes. Casali is up as Ruff was pulled. If you remember that in the last inning, Casali takes the first pitch for a strike, and we are tied 5-5. You just missed it. Will Smith blew another save gave up another run late in the game, and the Braves have been terrible in extra innings. They're 1-10 in games tied entering the 9th inning. So that doesn't bode for this, but they are, I believe, 4-12 in extra inning games. So if we do get this to extra innings, it's not looking good for the Atlanta Braves. Got to go back to the bullpen. This all goes back to the fact that I still think, and it's kind of crazy because if you remember, Mark Melancon jumped on the San Diego Padres train. He figured he was going to get a free ticket to go play for the Padres. He wanted out of Atlanta, didn't think they were committed to winning. Here goes another shot down the left field line, just foul. Casali, I mean, get this guy out of the game. It's a 1-2 count. Almost lost the game there on a back-to-back home runs. Instead, Casali misses it, I'd say about a good 20 feet to the left of the foul pole in left field. But back to what I was saying about Melancon, if they would have made the commitment to Melancon, we would not have this issue. Melancon was a great closer for Atlanta last year, and they kicked the tires on all these other guys, but they wouldn't pay Melancon. Melancon only signed for what, 4 or 5 years? 4 or 5 million for the San Diego Padres. It might have only been like 3.5. Unbelievable that we're in this mess because we don't have a closer. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Smith. He gets out of the inning. We'll go to the break. Well, Atlanta, free baseball. Let's go out there and kick some butt. And we are now tied 5-5 heading to the 10th inning.
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon. Kiss my ass.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz. Touchdown, Preston scores the touchdown. And now it's Bowden's decision. And he sends Maui onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maui. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie. A deep throw by Lawrence. A lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy, and Trevor Lawrence knows. Throw it up against that single coverage. Give him a chance to make a play on a 50-50 ball.
If you're a fan of the ACC, pull up an armchair. You're home. Weekends in the fall just got a hell of a lot better. Saturday mornings, it's Dixie Football Nation. We talk SEC, ACC, the Big Ten, and more. As the only true Southern football kickoff show, you don't want to miss it. Saturdays, the Armchair Quarterbacks have got you covered all football season long.
No flags on the field. It's a miracle.
Mr. Rippemoff?
Yes, Dorothy.
A reporter and crew from News Center 7 Wastebusters are here to see you, sir.
News Center 7.
Wastebusters. They expose mind-boggling waste of taxpayers' money right here in the Miami Valley.
What do they want with me?
They said you sold the government a ballpoint pen, sir.
So?
For $1,000.
Well, it came with refills.
And a jar of paper clips for $2,000.
They were multicolored paper clips.
Uh-huh.
Red ones, blue ones.
What should I tell the Wastebusters, sir?
Do they have lights and cameras?
And the ballpoint pen, sir.
Tell them I went out my window, down the fire escape, and then booked down the street screaming like a madman.
I don't think they'll believe that, sir.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. As we got free baseball, extra innings. And the good news is I don't believe Will Smith will come back. So if we can get a lead this time, maybe we'll actually be able to keep that lead. As the Atlanta Braves, they come storming back down 4-2, hit a 3-run shot in the ninth, top of the ninth, by Travis d'Arnaud, and then Will Smith blows it on a 2-strike count in the top of the ninth. So what does this mean? It means Peterson gets to go back out to second base as the pinch runner. And on the first pitch, Albies swings at the first pitch. Per usual, he's been doing that a lot here recently. And out number one is a quick shallow fly ball to right field. Duggar is on it, and we've got Peterson on second. 1 out, and here comes Soler. So we'll see how this unfolds, but it looks like that, well, I must have missed something, so I do apologize, but it looks like they took Soler out for defensive reasons. I missed that in the it's Orlando Arcia. I thought I saw him in the right field, but I didn't actually. I wasn't sure because I couldn't see the jersey. Orlando Arcia is up to bat now, righty versus lefty, as he faces Watson. Remember, Tony Watson has been a really good pitcher for several years. I think a lot of people have forgotten about him. He started with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's been out west for quite a while, and he's had some stints as a closer. So Tony Watson digs in, 0-1 count on Arcia. Man, you would love to have Soler right now, but here we go. Throws a high fastball on the outside part of the plate, and it's quickly 0-2. Freddie Freeman is on deck. So here we go. Atlanta tied 5-5, 1 out, 0-2 count in the top of the 10th. Jock Peterson sits on second base. A single should send the Braves ahead as Arcia is trying to knock him in. He takes a very, very close inside fastball for a 1-2 count. You can tell Arcia was definitely leaning out over the plate, caught him by surprise. And I'm surprised the way Blue has been so wild tonight that he didn't call it a strike. He's at a very wild strike zone. 1-2 pitch is on the way from Watson, and it is dribbled off to the third base side, easy out, and Peterson's not able to advance. So it's going to be up to Freddie Freeman. 2 outs. Jock Peterson standing on third, hoping to get a reason to run. Give the man a reason to run. Dribble one into the outfield. Give him a reason to run. I guarantee you Jock Peterson will give it his all. Jock Peterson, I'm sure there's no love lost with him, with the San Francisco Giants, spending so much time of his career with the Dodgers before signing as a free agent with the Cubs and then being traded over to the Atlanta Braves. Freddie Freeman digs in as lefty versus lefty. Watson, much more deliberate delivery, takes much longer between pitches. Here's right across. I'll tell you what, right across the plate. It might have been a tad low. Freddie takes it for ball 1, but I guarantee if you ask Freddie right now, he would like to have had that pitch back, because that's the type of pitch that Freddie normally launches. So we got a 1-0 count right now as the catcher Posey sets up outside, looking for an off speed. No, he goes fastball and once again misses the zone. So we got a 2-0 count. Freddie Freeman's going to be sitting dead red here. Now he knows the situation. Freddie knows that Freddie's not out there trying to hit it over the fence. Now he'll do it if it's there, but Freddie knows he's just trying to get a base hit. Jock Peterson's got good speed and will make it to home on anything that makes it to the outfield. There goes Freddie, hits one high and deep, caught on a running catch by the center fielder Duggar, a great running catch, and that ends the top of the 10th inning. We head to the bottom of 10. San Francisco and Atlanta tied at 5 apiece.
It's important to remember the value of taking time.
ACC football covered like no other here on the Armchair Quarterback.
Against the blitz. Touchdown, Florida State. Preston scores the touchdown. And now it's Bowden's decision. And he sends Maury onto the field right away. Danny Cannell is the holder. Maury. This game is over. A 31-31 tie. A 31-31 tie. A deep throw by Lawrence. A lot of contact. Justin Ross broke free from it. He's down in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Justin Ross, a freshman wide receiver, big, rangy, and Trevor Lawrence knows. Throw it up against that single coverage. Give him a chance to make a play on a 50-50 ball.
If you're a fan of the ACC, pull up an armchair. You're home. Weekends in the fall just got a hell of a lot better. Saturday mornings, it's Dixie Football Nation. We talk SEC, ACC, the Big Ten, and more. It's the only true Southern football kickoff show. You don't want to miss it. Saturdays, the Armchair Quarterbacks have got you covered all football season long. The Armchair Quarterbacks on YouTube Live, covering the AFC South and NFC South along with the rest of the NFL. Subscribe and like us today. Your first choice for sports talk live from the First Coast.
Welcome back here to Braves Baseball. As we are heading to the bottom of the 10th. Of course, you don't know the overtime extra inning rules that were put into place last year. You get a runner on second base starting in the 10th inning. The Braves failed to score. So San Francisco, you would think, is going to play small ball. You would think, and you would have thought that's what the Braves would have been doing, but Ozzie Albies swung at the very first pitch, and that kind of put Atlanta in the hold with what they were going to do. Once again, I've said it before, Ozzie Albies as a leadoff hitter is kind of a questionable call. He kind of needs to be deeper in the lineup. He doesn't have the patience at this point in his career. All right, Matzik is out of the pen, and he's going to face Brandon Belt. Throws 96 on the outer side of the black as he starts the inning off 0-1. Obviously, San Fran does have a runner on second base, and any kind of a bleeder into the outfield is going to end this. So big first at bat for Matzik. Matzik sets up and he heads to the plate with the pitch. Throws 97 inside. Belt fights it off, and quickly he's down 0-2. Matzik has probably been one of our, if not the best pitcher out of the pen over the last couple of months. There's been times where he was a little shaky earlier, but I'd say to a man, the best two guys out of our pen in the whole for the entire year have been Matzik and Luke Jackson. Outside of that, Rich Rod coming over from the Pittsburgh trade has been very, very good as well. The 0-2 pitch as Darno sits on the outside part of the plate. They try to throw gas and he missed down low. 1-2 is the count. Buster Posey looming on deck. You know, he wants his cuts as Atlanta. By the way, that college football game I was talking about earlier, it is now tied. Illinois and Maryland tied up at 17 apiece. Tagovailoa is Tagovailoa's brother, younger brother from Alabama, transferred to Maryland, so he's the quarterback for the Maryland Terrapins. Here comes Matzik on the 1-2 count in the dirt, and Belt check swinged it, and they did not call it to go around, so it's going to be a 2-2 count at this point. Matzik trying to get Belt out of his rhythm, threw it on the outside in the dirt and didn't really offer at it much, so you can't be too upset with it there, Braves country, but definitely a game or a pitch that we thought he was going to go on. You got the 2-2 count now, and Matzik throws it to the outside, straight gas down the pipe, outside edge, 97, and Belt is out on strikes. All right, we've got Buster Posey coming to the plate, and we all know he's as clutch as they come. It's going to be interesting to see how they pitch him here, if they go right at him or will they walk him, and they are going to walk the slow-footed Posey. Now, obviously, his run doesn't really matter, but he does set up more of a chance of there being a double play ball with Posey on the base. And it doesn't look like they're going to pinch run for Posey. So another thing that this will probably do is a good chance Posey doesn't play tomorrow. Posey going into extra innings like this, they tend to not wear Posey out. Now every game does matter to the Giants at this point. They're fighting to win the division, But it'll be interesting to see if Posey plays tomorrow because he doesn't tend to play after going into extra innings, is what I've noticed over the past year or so. Excuse me, frog in my throat. All right, Matzik faces up. And what did I say? It could be a double play ball. Ball hit to second base, but it was a slow chopper, and they could only get Posey at second base. So we now have runners on first and third and 2 out. It was tailor-made for a double play, but the ball was just hit a little too soft to be able to turn it. Swanson grabs the ball and pivots like he's going to throw, and then spun around to check to make sure that the runner going from second to third didn't try to turn around and go home. And now they've put all the pressure on Matzik. And I don't know if I like this, but they've put all the pressure on Matzik at this point because now they've intentionally walked the bases loaded. It's going to bring Brendan Crawford to the plate. We've got lefty versus lefty, which you like if you're a Braves fan, but what you don't like is the bases are now loaded, so there's no room for error. And Brandon Crawford knows that. He can sit dead red at the beginning of the count, knowing that the last thing Matzik wants to do is fall behind in the count when you've got the bases loaded and the winning run sits on third base. So 2 outs, bases loaded. Braves trying to get to the 11th inning, and here comes the pitch. Fired away, and it is high, ball 1. 1-0 already in the count. Matzik facing Crawford with all the game on the line. Bases are loaded. The Braves are playing a shift to the right side of the infield. So anything that gets shot towards shortstop is going to be a single. And Crawford just took a very close strike on the outer edge. We're now 2-0. And this is what you didn't like about this was that, yeah, you get the lefty-lefty matchup, but you put a lot of pressure on Matzik to get Crawford out. Now, if you're Crawford, you're just sitting dead red on the inner part of the plate. And if you don't get that, you'll just watch it. He swings and misses 96 miles an hour up high. I'm a little surprised that Crawford even swung at that. I think that's a pitcher's pitch. If he ends up making contact, it's probably going to be a weak fly ball. 2-1 is now the count as Atlanta's trying to get out of this incredible mess. And here is the delivery. No, they call time. Crawford called for time. So Matzik is going to reset. The Braves are tied 5-5 after Will Smith blows yet another save. And Matzik and company are trying to get him off the mat. Here we go. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off right across the heart of the plate. 97 miles an hour. And we now have a 2-2 count. We're looking for a strikeout pitch here. Will Matzik go to the slider, or is he going to continue with the gas? If you go to the slider and Crawford lays off of it, you're going to have 3-2. That's a lot of pressure to put on you. I don't think I would do it if I were d'Arnaud, but we'll see how he sets up. He's giving the sign right now, and here comes the delivery from Matzik. They tried to go fastball outside. He missed, and now it is 3-2. The ball was actually thrown inside from where d'Arnaud was set up, probably about 12 inches away from where his glove was set up. So now a ball ends the game. A strike ends the inning. 3-2, bases loaded. The runners will be going, but that's not really important at this point. Here comes the payoff pitch and the delivery. Standing room only. As a weak ground ball to Swanson. Swanson guns him down to first base, and the Braves head to the 11th inning. Let's go, Braves. We're going to get back in this sucker, and we've got the 11th inning coming your way. Keep locked in here on Braves country as the Atlanta Braves are tied 5-5 with the NL West leading San Francisco Giants. We'll be back in just a few messages.
This is the part in the Lifetime movie version where I get up to pee.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
What's going on here, guys? All right, coach. So basically, it was a holding call. But these dudes started me in their fantasy league, which is cool because this dude started our quarterback, but he started our kicker and I started their defense. So it's kind of a pickle.
Compromising the integrity of this game with your fantasy football leagues? Listen to me. If there was holding, you make that holding call. I don't care if it was on our team or not. I care about this game too much to let you.
Coach, you started their defense too, didn't you?
Yeah, you definitely started their defense.
Damn right I did.
Armchair.
People might walk up to you occasionally and they might want to just take a picture with you and say, congratulations, great work. With me, they want to debate. My life is harder.
Well, Stephen, here's what I want you to realize. A, you're lying. Nobody comes up to you. Okay? Stephen A. Smith does not have one fan. Not one. There's never been a request for a picture. There's never been a request for a debate. You are you're snap finger famous. That's the guy, what's the guy that's
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Welcome back here to Braves baseball. What an incredible game so far. Atlanta was down 4-2, top of the ninth inning. Travis d'Arnaud hits a 3-run bomb to take a 1-run lead. Then Will Smith gives up a solo shot with 2 outs of his own right to tie the game up. Braves just got out of a bases loaded jam here against Brandon Crawford in the bottom of the 10th. And now the Braves will begin the top of the 11th here as we're going to have Riley coming to the plate, which means obviously Freddie Freeman will be standing on third. And though Freeman doesn't have the speed, Freeman is a very sharp base runner. I noticed that earlier tonight. I was watching, getting ready for this game, I was watching Mets Phillies. Long story short, now the Mets ended up losing by a run tonight, right? As the first pitch comes and Riley takes the first pitch from Doval as the first strike of the inning. 0-1 is the count. They had the bases loaded, the Mets did. Fly ball goes to left field with 1 out. And a rip to third base as Riley almost gets it. I mean, he's had incredibly bad luck here recently. He had an absolute rope to third base, almost through the third baseman into the outfield, knocks it down, and the Giants get the first out of the inning as he bobbles it a little bit, but it wasn't enough for Freddie Freeman to be able to advance. Now, that's the one thing you don't like about it, was the fact that he pulled it. If he hits it the other way, Freddie would be standing on third at this point. So now we got Adam Duvall going up against Doval. Doval versus Duvall. But my point is, Pete Alonso of the Mets earlier, he had a base running gaff where he didn't tag up on third base on a fly ball. He definitely would have scored if he would have tagged up. Long story short, what I'm trying to get to is one of the things that he is not given enough credit for is Freddie Freeman's ability to run bases. And I like the comments. Dansby hitting the game-winning home run. We got Elaine, who is a Giants fan, joining us as well. So welcome aboard as the Atlanta Braves tied 5-5 in a thriller so far. And here comes Duvall versus Doval. Doval almost threw one to the backstop. Great stop by Posey. If he doesn't, Freddie, the go-ahead run will be standing on third right now. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, and Duvall versus Doval. Who gets the win? A can of corn pops it up, and it's going to drop right off the shelf into Listella's glove, and the San Francisco Giants get the second out of the inning, and Doval gets the best of Duval in that at bat. So Atlanta now down to their final out of the 11th inning, and Rosario now up to bat. Rosario, who, let's face it, has played very well recently. He's done very well over the last few weeks, coming back from the injured list, coming over in the trade from Cleveland, and now he's got a big moment here. He's 1 for 4 on the night, 100 miles an hour on the outside black. It's called a ball, and 1-0 is the count to begin it. All right, Rosario hitting .255 with 11 home runs and 56 RBIs, a .717 OPS. Freddie Freeman stands on second. A knock to the outfield should score him, and there goes a rip, and it's right into the glove of the third base of the Giants, and we head to the bottom of the 11th. This marathon goes on. The Braves and the Giants are tied at 5 at the bottom of the 11.
Ready to go?
All set. I can't believe we're going dancing.
You don't go that often?
No, because it's so stupid. Shall we?
It's important to remember the value of taking time for ourselves to do the things that help us grow and explore, like learning something new. And now with the Great Courses Plus, it's never been easier to experience the joys of learning. The Great Courses Plus offers thousands of streaming videos that cover hundreds of fascinating topics, from World War II to choosing the perfect wine. You can even take a course on the U.S. government or dealing with stress and anxiety. And because the Great Courses Plus partners with world-class professors and experts, you're always receiving thoroughly vetted, high-quality content from every lecture. Plus, you can watch or listen anytime, anywhere with the Great Courses Plus app. So take a little time for you. Sign up for the Great Courses Plus today for a free month of unlimited access. Visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio to get started. That's thegreatcoursesplus.com/radio.
My favorite comedians. I'm excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm excited to be here. These chairs are horrific. This is designed for, like, I don't know what age. It's not like 6 to 8, like when you're 11. This is like the perfect size. It's not quite adult size. It's not kids.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games. Okay, we are back here. Had to cut that short, a little shorter break than normal, as Evan Longoria will step up to the plate. Webb has been brought in for relief. He will replace Madsick here as we get you set for the bottom of the 11th inning, and away we go here. The Atlanta Braves 76-68 on the season, and 39-32 away from Truist Park. The Giants are 47-25 at home, 95 wins, the best in the National League, as they are setting up for the bottom of the 11th. Obviously, they just need the one run on, and the one run to cross the plate, excuse me. And it's funny, a game that I talked about going so fast. Crawford, by the way, is the runner on second base, as he was the last one to get the out versus Madsick in the bottom of the 10th. So you got Crawford on second. I talked about how fast this game was moving, and now we're in extra innings. So it's Murphy's Law, isn't it? I've got an early morning show we're doing tomorrow as well, the college football show, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, Dixie Football Nation. If you're a college football fans, tune in. All the guys are going to be on here. It'll be on this station. And Webb tries to pick off Crawford from second base, and the ball goes errantly into center field. Now Webb has essentially handed them the winning run. Trying to be slick, he did a spin move and terrible throw. Ozzie Albies maybe should have had that, but it was going to be a tough one. And now it's going to cause them to put Longoria on first base to try to set up somewhat of a double play. And unbelievable, goofy scenario there where the Atlanta Braves tried to get cute, tried to pick off Crawford at second base, throws it in the outfield. Now we got runners on first and third. After we clean this up, we've got runners on first and third after the intentional walk. So Duggar is the batter now. You've got a Duggar coming up, and it's a little strange that they did walk Bryant intentionally. It was a righty versus righty. Now we're going righty versus lefty. But at this point, they're just trying to make something stick at this point in the game. All right, here comes the first pitch. Duggar takes it for ball number one. It's on the outside part of the plate. And Robert, we are in the bottom of the 11th inning. We're in the bottom of the 11th inning. I thought I'd put that up there. I apologize. It's 5-5, bottom of the 11th inning. Runners on first and third, and there are nobody out after an errant throw into the outfield. The Giants up to bat, and Duggar is up and swinging. All right, he takes the second pitch. It's now a 2-0 count, and Webb is now on a 2-0 count. Runners on first and third, nobody out. Obviously, the infield is in. Anything that makes any kind of hard contact is going to get through the infield, number one. Number two, Crawford's got decent speed, so any kind of thing that's not an easy pop fly, a very shallow pop fly would score him. A lot of pressure on Webb at this point. 2-0 pitch, and right down the heart of the plate, swinging strike, 94 miles an hour, and Duggar, 2-1, 2-1 count on Duggar. 267 hitter on the season. It's lefty versus righty. Jacob Webb, just 4 pitches into the inning, and he has a mess already. You're going to have to come home. Obviously, the winning run. Infield is in. We've got the outfield sitting. I'd say it's a little deeper than I would expect in left field. Right field's playing pretty shallow. And here's the delivery on a 2-1 pitch. And Duggar just hit one pretty deep. They're going to try to throw him out at home. Rosario gets the ball back fast enough, and there will not be a play at the plate, as unbelievably Brandon Crawford stayed in, and Crawford stayed at third base. He tagged up, but he did not advance, did not even try to advance, as Rosario cut off Duvall, and I think that prevented Crawford from trying to go to home. So what you have now, after you clean all that up, because the runner from first goes over to second on the throw to home, we have runners on second and third. There's one out. It's still only, the important thing is that Crawford is sitting on third base. Now, they just walked the batter coming up, so we've got a bases loaded situation. Okay. Gaussman is coming off the bench because it is the pitcher's spot, and they're out of pinch hitters. So Gaussman, who's one of their better hitting pitchers, is hitting 184 on the year. We now have the bases loaded. There's one away, bottom of the 11th. The infield is in. The outfield is a little shallow. I'm a little surprised that it's not that they're. I'd say that they're like a medium shallow. You would think they'd be even more shallow considering it's the pitcher hitting. But Gaussman versus Webb, game on the line, and let's go. 1-0 pitch. The first pitch, and it is an 84 mile an hour. Get him over for strike number one. 0-1 count. Gaussman, the pitcher, hitting because they are out of position players for pinch hitting. So Crawford once again is on third base, decent speed, looking to score on anything up the middle of the infield. Second pitch, that should have been strike two. They called it a ball. That was right in the heart of that. I'm sorry, but that's not only was it over the plate, it was also above the knees. So now you have a 1-1 pitch. Really came down to the fact that Darnode was set up outside and he missed him. Fastball inside, fouled off, fought off 94 miles an hour, and it goes foul over to the third base side into the dugout. And now Webb is one strike away from possibly striking out Gaussman and possibly getting out of this inning. Still just one out, bottom of the 11th. And infield in, game's tied 5-5. Webb misses with the pitch inside. That definitely was a ball. Definitely was a ball. And so now we got a 2-2 count. It should be a strikeout. That second pitch was absolutely a strike, but we didn't get the call. So away we go here. San Francisco setting up, trying to get that one run across. And here's the 2-2 delivery. Throws an off-speed pitch. Why? I don't know. It's a pitcher. Webb is trying to finesse a pitcher. And so now we have a full count. A ball obviously wins the game. And Webb, one strike away from possibly getting out of this mess. He's one ball away from losing it. Here's the delivery. And Gaussman, he had to put it down the heart of the plate. It goes to shallow right field. Here comes the throw. And Crawford is safe. The ball was up the line. And the game is over. 6-5. Giants walk it off in fine fashion against the Braves. Braves bullpen implode in extra innings once again. We'll see you down the road. The Atlanta Braves lose 6-5. A heck of a ball game. Thanks for joining us. We will be doing this very soon. Please like and subscribe and download the Colorcast app today.